Hey guys, welcome back to Project Bodybuilding here with episode 22 of the Project Bodybuilding podcast. Here with my first ever four-way. This four-way includes SUPERSETMAN, Marks, Max Muscle, and Jacob. Jake,
Jacob the Naked.
does that say that on your birth certificate?
I'm not sure. My name might not even be Jake. We don't even know.
The funny thing is I had on the slides for the thing we're going to do later. I had Jake in quotes, right? Just because I just thought that was funny. And then Mark called you Jacob earlier, and I immediately changed it when he said that. I think that's so funny. I have no
Yeah,
idea
that might
why.
not even be my name. My
I
real name
guess
could be
not.
Fitness. You just don't know. You just don't know which one it could be. There's three different words. Which one's my real name?
It's
You don't know.
Jacob.
I don't know. I don't
Jacob.
know. I can't.
Jacob.
I,
The Snakeib Roberts.
I can't confirm or deny these allegations. I'm not gonna
That'd be
go.
pretty funny actually if you didn't want to put your YouTube your name on YouTube, and for forever it's been a fake name. Your
Well,
name's not
that's
Jake.
what I'm saying. You don't know. My name could be Patrick.
You don't give your last name on here?
No, I
It's
probably
on the
have.
Zoom.
I
Oh, it
probably have.
was when
It
you
was,
joined. I
but
said it.
but it's gone. It's gone now.
I know it's
I
been a
Mine
spelled my
while.
now.
last
Jesus.
name lots of times.
Let's get back
Yeah.
to. Oh, hold on. Let's get back to
Nick
what I
Nick
was
Keller.
talking about. What am I doing? What am I doing? Okay. We were talking about the Olympia Brazil and how they won't have open. Um, so it's a muscle contest show, and it was advertised as like how
Olympia.
they used to have European tours after the 90s Olympias and up till through the 2000s, and then they stopped doing those, and this was seen like as kind of a thing like right after the Olympia, kind of like a rematch for some people. They won't even have open. Um, but I guess I didn't see this.
NPC Worldwide and Muscle Contest International create a true revolution on the sport of bodybuilding here in Brazil. But we're not done. This is a huge year for the Mr. Olympia. It's the 60th edition of the most prestigious and amazing show in the world.
We want to continue the 60th celebration of the Mr.
Okay,
Olympia.
enough is said in the description over here.
Do they
It's
got a
literally the
statue
week
there?
after. Uh, I think it's a different one, but they have it's a week after, 18th through the 20th. Um, Olympia in Las Vegas airfare and hotel will be paid, as well as a 2-day trip to Rio de Janeiro following the completion of the show. Um, yeah, and when this dropped, I saw people immediately jump on it, and I'm like, this is a great idea. They should have because they're paying people to come out. This is an international show, and people want people from everywhere to be part of the show. So I was like, oh, this is great. And then there's no open. The Olympia Brazil will not at this given point in
Terrible.
time will not have open. What a missed opportunity.
Indeed.
And they won't have all the women's divisions either, which I'm certainly not a fan of most of them, but I think at the Olympia level, if you're going to use the Olympia name, you should have everything that's under your federation.
Least open.
Maybe they're too busy with that men's wellness thing.
Oh yeah, I'm a big fan of that. Jake did a show the other weekend in the
All right,
men's
that is
wellness
that is
division.
crazy. That is crazy. I was gonna say they probably just don't have enough money to fly out all these divisions. Like they're flying. Did you see what it said there? They're flying them out, paying for a hotel, and
Hmm.
then paying for a trip to Rio de Janeiro, a 2-day trip after the competition. That's a lot. That's a lot of
Think
money.
of the return on investment if they just had, if they said top 10 if you want to compete here, just 10 more guys, right? They're already doing 50, it sounds like, so just 10 more guys. You can come here. Think of the return on investment, the ROI there.
Well,
I
it
think
should
that'd be
have
worth
been.
it.
I think it should have been the top 10 of every division. That would have
I
been
think that's
better.
yeah.
Because how many people did it say they're inviting? Did it say they're 50 athletes,
Yes,
50 international athletes?
50 Olympic athletes. That's across
Yeah,
any
so
division at
How
once.
many women's divisions?
Well, it's 5 to 4 or 6 to 4. There's 10 divisions in
And
total, isn't there?
so there'll be men's physique, likely.
well, I also think in Brazil, I guess Brazil must have a lot more classic physique athletes from
Hmm.
Brazil or
Yeah.
South America. Whereas, like, what is it? It's just Rafael in open. So it's like I guess for them, from a marketing standpoint, it kind of
Well,
makes sense to get those Brazilian athletes, South American
Vito is from
athletes.
Brazil, or he competes out of Brazil.
Who?
Yeah, but he's not going to be
Vito.
there, I guess. He won't, I mean, maybe he can get there, but you need to be qualified, right, to participate in this one.
Oh, really?
I think
I
so,
would
right?
hope
That's what I'm
so.
assuming.
I think that'd be a nice little. I just like the dynamic of it. Like Jake said, like having the top 8, top 10 from each division have a rematch. I think that'd be great marketing. I think that'd be a great event. And I think they already kind of have like they're kind of redoing the European tours because they usually have Romania and Prague right after. And last year we had an Olympia. We had good shows, including Mr. Top 3 at the Mr.
Masters.
Olympia. Um, but yeah, just a missed opportunity here.
Yeah, I mean, I wish that the Mr. Olympia, like, not specifically Derek Lunsford, but in the past couple of years, we haven't seen the Mr. Olympia champion compete in other shows apart from the Mr. Olympia when
Yeah.
they're obviously in their era of reigning that, the throne or whatever. I'd like to see them do that. Like seeing like Dorian Yates compete in all those Grand Prix, or
He
even
did a
seeing like
Ronnie.
couple.
Phil Keith. Sorry, what
Ronnie
did you say?
competed a lot. Even
Yeah,
Phil
Bronny
competed.
competed a lot too. Phil did like I remember the Sheru
Phil,
Classic,
yeah. He
like
did Arnold
yeah, Europe's and stuff.
Europe.
Yeah. I feel like it adds a whole nother layer of like excitement to the sport because you want to see your top athlete compete and dominate, right? Or even potentially like with Ronnie Coleman when he got defeated in what was it, 2002 at the
Show of
Show of
strength.
Strength.
Yeah.
That added
Yeah.
even more hype. If that hadn't happened to Ronnie, maybe we wouldn't have seen such a freak in 2003. I just think having the
Absolutely,
Olympia
we would
champion
have.
compete is just great. I think it's just great for the sport, great for promoting the sport. And I mean, from a fan perspective, I want to see them compete too.
Yeah, I
So
think with the backlash and like not even really backlash, but it's just like the people that are like, no, open, we want to see open. I think just with that alone, I think it will entice them to at least reconsider. I would say there's a very good chance that they reconsider and actually do end up having open.
yeah,
I know it's pretty late into their game. They only have like
I don't
7 weeks
know.
to go to organize all this, but I think I would
Unless
certainly
they can
be
get the top
reconsidering.
guys, it won't have that Olympia feel
That is
about
certainly
it.
true. You
You know what
can't
I mean?
count on these guys, especially open guys, to compete that much. I mean, Hottie did recently, of course, but
I think
like
Howdy'd do it.
I think he
I
would
could see
too.
Howdy. I could see him doing it.
I
I don't
think
think
I
Derek would do it.
Raphael would. Very popular
Uh,
in
Hadi would
Brazil.
do it if he won, though. I only think Hadi would do it if he won. I think that's
I
a big
agree.
like why
so
I
did
feel
the
like
Arnold after he lost.
yeah, but I feel like a week after, if Hadi loses like convincingly, he's not gonna bring in a package that's any better. And I think the same
Exactly.
thing could be said for Derek. Like I think if Derek loses the title, I,
Exactly.
I don't think he's gonna do it. He's gonna be probably like disappointed.
Yeah.
And with Derek, his conditioning is not gonna get much better from the front in a week. That's just what I'm thinking about. So if he's coming in off or not really improved and Hadi or it's either way. But then again, who knows? Like if it's really close, I would love to. I think they would compete if it was really, really close. Um, and then imagine like Hadi wins the title at the Olympia, and then they do it again a week later, and then Derek beats Hadi. That would set up a
That would
great
be cool.
storyline. That'd be
Nah,
great.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's gonna happen either. I mean, we got to. They don't even have open right now, so like we're just we're
See,
just
I,
speculating.
I think if you lose, they'd be more apt to compete. And if you win, you'd be more apt to say, okay, I'm done. Like,
No,
whereas Hattie
I
was,
would normally
Hattie
agree.
placed second at the Olympia, and he's like, I got to compete. I lost. I got to compete. And I
See,
think you can change your physique in a week a little bit.
you definitely can in a week, but I feel like
Maybe.
I would normally agree with that sentiment, but a week's worth of time, I feel like that's too short. It's like I mean, I know Ronnie Coleman, he did that stuff. He lost in 2006 and then just kept on competing in those Grand Prix after,
Yeah.
which was
Yeah.
really respectable of him. And the reason he did it, I'm assuming, is because he just loved competing. It
He's
wasn't
on the
necessarily
contract.
like, yeah, oh,
Well,
was he on
it
a
would have
contract?
ruined the
I have
shows
no
too.
clue.
They sold tickets based on Ronnie Coleman was going to be in this show, right?
We used
Yeah,
to
so
have a
he
sport
Kind of.
where
He
people
had.
love to compete.
I think they had
Ronnie does
contracts
love to compete. Sorry.
already. That might be a factor too.
What's
Sorry,
that?
Mark. They might have contracts signed already, so that's why Ronnie probably did
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
he lost in '06 to Jay, and then he had like at least 3 or 4 Grand Prix through Europe. If Ronnie won the Olympia, he probably would have won all of them
Yeah.
automatically.
I mean,
For
So
sure. For
yeah,
sure.
and Ronnie would have had like 30 pro show wins now because he already has 26. He would have
yeah.
had over 30. So that's a bummer for him. But yeah, and regarding you were saying, what if Hardy wins at the Olympia and then he loses in Brazil, or the other way around with Derek? I don't think it's gonna happen. Uh, Considering it's gonna happen like open in Brazil and the top guys to be there. Because if you remember in 2011 when Phil beat Jay at the Olympia, I think they immediately did the Cheru 1 week after.
Yeah.
I think Kai was the best
Guy
in
was
India,
involved. Yeah.
and
He
he
still
took
got
third
third, didn't
again.
he? Yeah.
Yeah, he took third again because it was the same placing as the Olympia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looked a little bit thicker in the midsection, but so does Phil. Oh, don't show Kai from the side. He has a big
No.
calf belly. He's huge,
No,
though. He's
man,
huge.
that's a great. Just look at that top lineup though for not the Olympia. I wish we had something like that now.
Yeah.
I don't think any show, like even if you had
It,
Derek, Hottie,
it's
and
the
Smith.
guys that are competing also. Like Ronnie wouldn't have competed unless Jay was in it. And,
Look,
Yeah.
look
Kai
at
hears,
Kai in
oh,
that
Phil's
backup.
going, Jay's going. Oh, I'm going. I'm in.
Yeah, because they want to prove themselves. I mean,
Yeah.
these guys weren't going to skip a chance to stand next to the top guy and maybe even beat them because they don't have anything to lose. You
Kai's
know,
beating
like
Phil from the back right here.
yeah, yeah. I would say I feel like Kai earlier on, I was beating Phil like when both were on. I would beat Phil in the back. I mean,
The back
Kai's
double, yeah.
legs. Sorry, what were you saying? Oh yeah, the back double.
In the back double, yeah. In the back
Yeah,
lat spread, no.
Different
no,
story.
Phil's
Different
way too
story.
detailed in the back itself
At this
for
event, it was
Kai.
closer though. Even the lat spread was closer in this one, but he
Yeah,
lacked the traps. He didn't have that traps.
yeah.
That's
He
a
never had the traps.
got to
What's
see
this
Man,
it
guy's
game
name?
day. It's funny how jacked he is, but we're
Hmm.
looking at the
His
best of
last
the
name
best.
is
So he
Sunday.
actually looks.
it's a pretty cool last name.
Yes, sir. It is kind of, yeah.
If anyone has that
Mark
name, comment down
Sunday.
below. It's a good name. Man, I don't know. Do you guys think if Jay didn't have the torn bicep, he would have won 2011, the Olympia?
His back
No.
was receding too. His legs were down. The waist was wider.
Yeah.
It
Do you
wasn't
think 20
happening.
you
He'd
think
been competing
2010
for a
was a
while.
gift?
2010
Uh,
was close, in my opinion.
Phil had a bit of a midsection then in 20.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, couldn't control it. That's what I think. That's what I think as well.
All right. I do
Which
want to
Kai
move
was
on.
really bad in that one, I think.
I want to move on to some other quick news topics that we can discuss. Did you guys hear Terrence Ruffin is out of the Olympia this year?
Oh,
Yeah.
he is?
Yes, this
Yeah, I
broke
saw
today.
this thing.
Huh.
I'm gonna act like I knew, but I really didn't know.
I
He
heard
basically he took a long time off. He got a hair transplant and like stopped training, and then he and then he's been trying. Like I heard him, he was doing in his other a reel I saw literally last night. He said he was doing 7 meals and then 2 workouts a day to try to like like grow into the show. And then after he got this elbow injury, he just said, "I'll just wait," which is
yeah.
probably the best decision. He's not old. Like I think he maybe
Was
just
he
turned 30.
qualified?
He was. He at the
Yeah.
end of last year he did the Cheru India.
Okay.
$60,000 check actually, if I'm not mistaken.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, because I think that's the only division they had at that show, if I'm not mistaken.
Hmm.
Yeah, so he is
Yeah, no,
out. I don't know. He's probably still like a
You
perennial
don't follow
top 10
him.
guy until he's gone. I don't. Whoops.
I think I'm a big fan of Terrence's physique, but I feel like he doesn't have any wow factor at all. Like apart from his posing. I feel like that's what really does it. That's what I like about him. He can pose his physique extremely well,
Hmm.
Yeah, he's
but
good.
he doesn't have like I look at a guy like Breon, who I think has a very similar frame and physique, just a little bit bigger. And Breon has better, like he has the freak factor in the arms, some of the best arms in the division, right?
Hmm.
Terrence, I mean, his arms are probably his weakest point, his back, a lot of people say he has one of the best backs in the division, at least when he was at the top. But in my opinion, I don't think that's the case.
I think it's gotten a little worse, to be honest.
I don't know if it's gotten worse. I just think that his back was pretty good, like above average compared to the competition when he was, placing top two.
Mhm.
And now you have a guy like Ramon, even Urs when he was at the Arnold UK, when he was really, squishing his back together. They have comparable thickness, and hopefully, I mean, if he turns around, you'll see what I mean. Like it's not really super wide. It's just I don't really know. But Terrence, I wish posing was judged in this division. I think it should be because
Yeah.
that would really give him an argument for placing top three. His posing is like I think some of the best.
Imagine
Easily.
having a classic physique division and not judging the posing.
No, I know that's why it just makes no
Ridiculous.
sense.
Ridiculous.
Oh man. But yeah, no, I'm a huge fan of him. I always feel like he's an underdog, even when he was placing top two and winning the Arnold Classic, just because his physique is so wildly different from what they kind of want right now. They want
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
taller Chris Bumstead, Wesley, even Ramon physique or Urs, not a physique like Terrence or Breon or even a guy like Alex Cambronero. These kind of shorter guys who have very good tapers and physiques, balanced physiques. But, I hope he comes back and does some damage. I hope he can get back into the top five.
And then we
Because
have this interesting post here. I thought this was very interesting because he also says it sucks because it seems like this may be Chris and Breon's last run. And uh Terrence's first Olympia, he has skipped one, but he's been there since the first one, 2016. Um and he's been I think he was at top 10 at that first one as well. If not, he was pretty close, and he's been top 10, closer to top 5 at top 6 at most of these classic physique Olympias. And yeah, it does seem like Chris Bumstead may be his last one. I don't really know about that one. And then Breon, it will be his last one 2 years in a row now because he said he's going to go to the 212. But I think this year he means that for real because even with the new weight cap, he's not doing as much as he'd like to,
I just think he should retire.
bro.
Yeah.
Would you tell him that to his face?
Yeah, I would. Like, why go to a different division when your legs are receding already? Like,
Yeah.
I personally believe that his like receding atrophied legs look pretty decent in the classic division. I think that it almost suits him. It gives him like a golden era flow. Not like any hate towards him or anything, but his legs have never been, from the front at least, they've never been, the strongest in the division at all. But I think even now, look, you can see that when his leg is planted down, there's a clear disparity, but he poses it very well, the one that's flared out to
Hmm.
create, the adductor or whatever, the inner thigh
Yeah.
hangs down and it creates the illusion of more size. But look at the upper body. That's right there. That's one of my favorite upper bodies right now. I might even go as far as to say that in the front double, I prefer his upper body than Chris Bumstead.
Wrong.
I mean, no, come on. I love Chris Bumstead, but look at those biceps, man. Who's beating him? Who's beating him?
A little skimpy in the forearms.
Nah, but like that's the golden
Have
era,
you
man.
noticed the forearms?
What do you say?
Have you noticed the forearms when he goes up for that front double?
Not really, to be
Let's
honest.
replay it. Oh wow, those are just awful. Mark, you're so right.
They don't match the biceps.
Oh yeah, no, definitely
Yeah,
not.
that's
But I
fair.
feel like they're not like Andrew Jacked level. Like at least they have decent enough insertions. I think he can play. Where do you think he'll place this year at the Olympia?
I still say somewhere within the top 5.
Yeah, if it's
Well, hold
Who
on.
else?
naturally his
Who else
last.
I
can
gotta do
beat him?
some math. I gotta do some
Who
math.
else can beat
Chris,
him? That's just it.
yeah, I don't see the bull beating him to be honest, which is like
That
without.
Justin guy is pretty good.
Oh,
Justin?
Oh, the one that just won recently, the guy that looks like Chris Bumstead a little bit.
Long-haired fella. Won the
Yeah.
title.
oh, I
I
didn't
don't.
think he was that classic.
Oh,
I
you
think he is.
didn't.
I think he's really similar to Chris Bumstead, but I don't think he has the maturity or like the density in certain areas to
Look at that front lat spread. That's all she wrote.
Yeah,
Yeah,
too
but
bad
it's
it's
not a
not a
mandatory
mandatory.
pose.
Oh, you're
That don't
right. You're
matter.
right, Jake.
That don't matter. That don't matter.
The thing is, his front lat spread's really good, but in my opinion, he needs more quad sweep.
Yep.
Kind of reminds me of Wesley Visters in that aspect.
Mhm.
And if you just look at his physique, he reminds me a lot of Laszlo, in the sense
He
that
was
both
another
of
one.
them,
Yeah, he was another one that
I can't believe
I thought-
Laszlo's sitting out. I think he should have kept competing, but to be fair, I think he was robbed at the Texas Pro. I don't know if he should have won,
I
but
don't think he was robbed personally. And I'm
it
a
was
big fan. Like,
close.
that's coming from I'm a big fan of his physique. I think it was close. I mean, it's always close when you have these like top caliber classic guys who are restricted in a sense. But
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Laszlo, the more you look at his physique in the mandatory poses, you just pick him apart.
exactly.
Like if you look at his physique updates,
It's good when he
look at
does
how good he looks.
the arm
Yeah, he looks insane in that pose,
in the
right?
mandatories.
Like here, when you see just this right here alone, when he's standing alone, people are saying like, look at that. He beats Cbum and Wesley, right?
Yeah.
Well, I guess in the next 2 years, but I've
That's
seen
it.
people say like
Yeah.
he's
Steve
better than
Laureus
Chris
was the
Bumstead.
same way.
Yeah, it's like you see someone with top tier genetics standing alone on stage, hitting the most perfectly suited pose, and you think to yourself, why isn't this guy winning the Mr. Olympia? It's the same thing with people saying Andrew Jack is going to win the Olympia based on the front shots because he's so good. But when you turn Laszlo around to the side, his side leg still needs to be a lot bigger. He was getting out muscled proportionally by these smaller, shorter competitors. And then his back is a big weak point. His legs look undersized from behind as well. And that's about it. I mean, he's pretty complete apart from that, but
Jake,
I mean,
he's mogging you right now. He's mewing and you aren't.
yeah, I know. I see that. I see that. I'm not. No, because I didn't place fourth at the Texas Pro. That's why.
And then
I would have placed first.
Did Cam Bernero not compete at that event?
he
I
did.
think
He
did.
placed like
did.
sixth.
Yeah, I think
Not
he
placed favorably.
might pack it in.
Mark, I was doing this video. What was it? I'm doing this video. New York Pro 2019 throwback, right? Where he placed top two with Keon, and I don't think he's necessarily gotten a lot worse. It's just that these shorter guys that don't have the wow factor, you're just getting passed up for taller, less complete guys that
I think
are.
he's less. Yeah,
He is less
No,
conditioned. He isn't
I
peaking
think
as
he's
well,
less
but it's
conditioned.
not. It's
no, but
not
he's
the full
definitely
thing.
worse. Trust me. Look at him when he turns around here. He's
Oh,
gone worse.
Yeah. I think
Look at his back.
back.
Look at his back.
Yeah, his lats has his
Oh,
lats.
please.
Come on. It's like
Oh,
Jay Cutler all
please.
over again.
He's an Arnold Classic champion. He
But-
won the Arnold Classic, right?
Yeah.
Masters Olympia champion as well in the classic
true.
division.
Yes.
In this
And look-
video, I said I'm struggling to find classic physique comparisons that are like worth it to me to do. I've done Wesley versus Chris, like for Olympia qualified athletes. I used to really like classic, and I still do. It's just to me, everyone is so good that nothing changes, and it's very hard to judge. It's just like I think this is such a hot take. I don't think so though. Actually, the more people I talk to, is like I could have many guys outside the top 10 switch in with him.
No.
Yes.
A lot of people hate on right? But when you see him in person, I'm telling you, I was pretty like, even with his like off physique at the Arnold Classic Ohio, I was still just impressed by his legs were crazy, his posing, and I know that's not judged, but he's a great poser, and he's a showman up there on the stage. He
Mhm.
knows how to command it, and I think that's what a lot of these guys lack. At the class, they kind of get lost. They don't have stage presence. They don't have charisma. But
Mhm.
he's engaging with all the fans. He's really, I don't know. And come on, I mean, his physique is still incredible.
It's getting a lot better. Like this right here at the Arnold UK. This is the one where I see he deserves it with the filter and everything. All right, I see he deserves it. But like up until now, bro was getting beat by Breon in my eyes. He was robbing Breon left and right. Took his lunch money so many times that Breon didn't deserve it. And
Well, I'll tell you, I think has the best lower body in the classic physique division at this level. I'm sure there's probably guys who are more complete in the lower body, lower down the list, but they don't have the upper body to match or something, right? But look at the physique, look at the flow when he's standing alone. It's the same thing as a guy like Laszlo or a guy like who's the other guy we were talking about?
Alex?
Alex?
No, the Justin
Terrence.
guy. The
Oh,
Justin guy.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Justin. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
not
I
as
don't-
conditioned. He's
Like
not as
they,
conditioned as this
no,
guy.
he's definitely not as conditioned as her. I mean, Urs, I think that's
He's a
what
lot
also
better
carries it.
though.
Urs is definitely like ridiculously conditioned. Um,
please.
and I'll tell you, I mean, I don't think there's many physiques that you wouldn't like. I feel like you'd want to look like Urs. He has a very like marketable, a very aesthetic, and a very well put together physique. Um,
Well,
and you
I
know,
think this comment right here, I've never had it explained this way to me, but it perfectly sums up what I'm thinking. I love how he somehow manages to look big and small at the same time. Does anyone else
yeah,
agree with this sentiment?
yeah, it's because of his arms.
I think
Look
it's
at how
yeah.
small they are in the front double.
I think
Super
the
set man.
fact that is
Do you I know you're not like a big classic guy, but do you think Urs is impressive? Do you think this is top 5 material?
Yeah, he's top 5,
Oh,
but
please.
not top 4.
but not top 4.
I like that.
You know what a good comparison should be? You
Give
should
me
do.
ideas. I need them.
I was gonna say Urs 2024 UK
Okay.
Arnold Classic versus Breon's 2024 Dubai Pro.
I thought
There's not
about
many
it.
pictures, no pictures of him from the UK.
Even
They
if
got the video footage, right?
it
Oh,
was somewhere.
I
Yeah,
think
there
you
was
can
some
take a
video.
screenshot or
yeah.
something. I don't know.
But the problem with that is I've done that would be my 4th video in like the season that I've done of those two because I
Oh,
I
yeah.
said he was robbed of the 20 Breon was robbed of the 2023 Olympia. I said he was robbed of the 2024 Arnold Classic. And then I made another video that said I actually had them switched that the Arnold UK actually thought Breon should have placed behind hers at that one.
Yeah, everybody
So that
thought.
would have been my 4th video.
Yeah.
Actually, Breon was robbed since 2020, if you ask me, because I don't think Terrence Ruffin should have placed ahead of him
I'd
in
agree with
2020
that.
and 2021.
I think even
Especially
2019 is up in the air.
Yeah, they put him down too early.
like
I think they wanted a different direction for the sport. Like, I mean, that's not that the the actual placings don't support my claim there because Terrence and Breon have very similar physiques. But I think they were moving to more streamlined guys, more like proportional guys. Breon wasn't the most classic, you could say, nor the most proportional back then. And he isn't now. But I think Breon just has like, I don't know, man. I love his physique. I think he's a great competitor, a great spirit too, to keep on pushing, and finally getting those wins now once again.
You just said he should retire. Now he's got spirit.
Oh, no, 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 no. I think he should retire if he moves to 212. I think there's no point in doing that.
I would agree, actually. I think he should.
Like,
I think he can stay in classic and do very well, but
Yeah.
moving to 212, it doesn't make any sense to me.
I mean, it's the same thing as like Bonac, right? It's like you shouldn't move to. Well, I know Bonac's not moving to another division, but Bonac,
Bonac.
he's still able to win shows, right? They're around the same age. They're still able to win shows. Just keep on competing in the division they're at. Make the money if you have that
Win
physique
shows.
Bonac
All right.
wouldn't go to any other division.
No, I know he's not going to move to any other division. I'm just
Yeah.
saying they're in the same boat for age, and like that possibility of retiring.
Is
But
Breon
there's still
older?
that. I
think Breon.
I think they're
Breon
like I
is
know
older.
Breon's what 44,
I think
Yeah.
Breon's pretty
Breon
old.
is
Breon's
40 or
older.
something.
and he's
He's-
how old?
44 or something.
Yeah,
44.
and
I think-
Bonac's like a
and
year or two younger.
42, I think. 42.
The
Oh,
thing
man,
with
like-
Breon, I think he was advised by some judges to go to 212. That might be a reason. Probably
I just-
the same reason he was not getting the higher places he deserved, and many thought he deserved more since 2020. It's not only my opinion or something.
I think he should have gone to 212 in like 2019 after he lost.
I
if
think
that's-
so. I think that was more of a 212-esque physique.
Like, well, I was gonna say, like, think about Breon right now with all the flaws he has. He's gonna look terrible in the front lat spread. Just like right off the bat, he's gonna look terrible. If you look at him back in the day in the front lat spread, he looked pretty bad.
He didn't
He's
hit
gonna
it.
look-
He just kind of put his hands on his hips.
No, yeah, exactly. Like he was just a bad post. I don't think his structure is made for that type of shot.
Yeah.
He could
and
learn
then
it.
he could learn it, like, but I don't think it's going to be.
Cormier would teach him.
Yeah,
Cormier,
yeah, that's
Cormier
true.
can't.
Hey,
I like how I like how
he's my
Cormier
buddy.
is like a mentor to Rubiel. It's just like this
That don't count.
Rubiel can't pose, bro.
No,
He
I
looked
think
funny. He looked funny walking out there.
I think
He can dance though.
yeah, he can.
You think so?
That's what
He
Chris
does
Cormier was
dance.
teaching him.
He does dance. I don't know if he's good at it.
No, I
Now
think
Cormier
Rubiel
can
does know
dance.
how to pose. I think he does. I just think that Dubai Pro really left a weird taste in all of our mouths after that.
Because he
You
lost to a
especially,
guy that
Jake.
he
I know
beat.
what you did backstage because the
Yeah.
glazing it never stops.
All right, that's crazy. All right. No, but seriously, look at his Prague Pro version, right? When he was like posing normally. He posed pretty good. You know, it's pretty impressive, you know. Good flow,
Or Cormier
nothing
got a
too
hold of him.
crazy.
Definitely better than Krizo.
Have you seen
Yeah.
his updates?
Posing what?
Prizo, yeah. Sir shakes a
Okay.
lot.
I'm not going to scroll down because I left a comment on here and I said, I guess maybe people can go and find it. Doesn't really matter. My other Instagram's private. I said, I said, bro is training to mild discomfort.
Yeah. You know,
Ah,
I feel like Rubiel's the type of guy who doesn't need to train extremely hard to put on muscle.
eh,
I
And
just think
so
it's a
he
conditioning
continues
thing.
to not, and so he continues to not do that. I think that will work well up until a
these are
point,
just
but
those are just for the show though, those little curls.
Well, I was gonna say, look at a guy like Phil Heath, right? Have you ever seen him train?
Phil
I
Heath
love
trained
Phil
harder
Heath
than
is
this.
like no, yeah, he trains harder than this, but he if you watch him train, like in any of his older ones, he like, you know, he grunts and whatever, but he doesn't like break a sweat. He's like doing like really light weights that
What?
like you would never think about
What?
doing.
This
And
guy
it,
trains hard on on his legs though. He
I
does
don't
like
think
yeah,
he
he
40.
does.
does. I
He
don't
does like
think he does.
he did like 40 reps. 30 or 40 reps.
Of how much weight?
A lot. You
Well,
know
to
how
be
hard
fair,
that
I
is
would
to
advise
do
him. To be
40
fair, I
reps?
think whoever's around him
Yeah.
should advise him to not to just stop, to just literally stop training them.
No, I thought his upper body was pretty proportional actually at the Dubai. I thought that it looked pretty good in the front double.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
thought that
yeah.
He
his
had a lot
proportions were
of
much better.
he fixed his he put a lot more meat on his back, I will.
Yeah. His
Uh,
problem is conditioning and the execution of
yeah.
the poses. Man,
Yeah.
I feel like he's so underrated because yeah, from a guy like me who likes mass monsters, I've
Mhm.
never saw anything like it. I mean, he is freakier than Ronnie and Marcus Rule and everyone, pound per pound. Like
Mhm.
I've never seen such proportions. Like it's crazy. It's
Oh, I think he's freakier than both of them,
Yeah.
not just in
yeah.
general. Like just in general.
He
Like
makes like we talked about this. He makes the open guys next to him look like from a different division, and that's wild.
yeah. No, I agree. I think that if he stood next to 2003 Ronnie, he'd probably hold his own if they were both in the
I
same
completely
condition.
agree.
If they were
I
both in
agree.
the same
Oh, come
condition.
on.
But I
Boo.
No,
agree.
come
Get these
on.
people off the show.
No, come
Boo.
on, man. Come on.
Omanite. He's zero negative three.
Ding
I
ding
think
ding.
size wise he'd hold up quite well.
No, and I'm saying if they were in the
Uh,
same condition, imagine Rubiel with '03 Ronnie condition.
well,
It's
then he'd be
so
smaller. Then he'd be
Well,
smaller
no,
though.
no, no, but the same size. The
You
same
well, if my
can't.
size.
You
grandma
can't
had wheels, she'd be
emphasize
a
that.
bike. Like
He,
All right, bro. What does that even mean?
but
The grandma
Rubiel
had
is not that small. I mean, he's bigger than Phil Heath. Like he's taller than Phil Heath. He's gonna be around like similar to Ronnie. I think he 5'10" or something. No.
Yep, same
Yeah.
height, same height. I think they're both 5'11. And
I think he's
I mean,
5'10".
really?
He was a little bit shorter than Michael Krizo.
Oh,
mm.
Yeah,
okay.
but
So
Krizo is
he
taller than that, right?
I think Michael Krizo's 6 foot,
yeah.
right? I think. I'm
I
not
think
sure.
so, yeah.
Krizo is
But
almost as tall as Andrew.
oh, okay. Wow, you
And
didn't follow him?
yeah,
I
Wow.
swear, I swear I follow more
Andrew
than half these
poses a little
people.
bit shorter.
Oh, you don't follow
You're
Jay
not
Cutler,
following
Kevin
Jay Cutler.
Levrone,
I literally
Kevin
did,
or
bro.
Levrone.
Dexter the Blade Jackson?
Instagram will unfollow me from people, I swear. There's no way I was
No,
not
no, no.
following
Look at
There
that.
was no way I was not
Kevin
following
It's an
Jay
Levrone?
ugly
Cutler.
No.
story.
Well, Kevin
Oh
Levroni's
my.
overrated.
No,
Dexter
what about
Jackson.
Dexter Jackson?
Come
Dexter
on,
Jackson
man.
is not overrated, bro.
See you next time, man.
No, I was thinking about doing a video actually now that we saw Dexter Jackson about ranking the one-time Mr. Olympia champions because I was thinking like I woke up this morning I was like oh it'd be cool to like have them all side by side but I think there's a lot more than just
SUPERSETMAN challenge.
yeah.
Chris
Oh,
Dickerson.
that would actually be a good one if you put that together, ranking them all. That would actually be pretty good. Because I know you did the other one a while ago, right? The one with ranking all the champions after Phil Heath. I like
Yeah,
that
Yeah.
one a lot.
that was last
That
year.
one was cool. But yeah, no, I was just going off on a tangent thinking about something.
Thinking about Rubiel,
All right, well,
you're addicted.
No,
no,
you
no.
were saying about Dexter Jackson ranking the one-timers.
Oh yeah, yeah. Ranking the one-time Mr. Olympia
You're not
champions
following
was the
Ronnie
best.
Coleman, man. Come on.
You're not
Sorry.
following
Wow.
Dexter either.
This
Do
isn't
you
Dexter
follow
Jackson.
SUPERSETMAN?
Not even
Wow,
following
do you
Dexter.
follow Super Set
I
Man?
I
Wow.
certainly do follow SUPERSETMAN.
You probably don't even follow. Yeah, you probably don't even follow us.
I
Follow
Well, then wait,
follow.
but
All right, good. That's good. Sunny. Oh, me. Yeah.
Here we go.
We're
ooh,
safe.
A
We're
couple of
safe,
power
guys.
shots there.
yeah, you know me, just a, you know.
All right. I think
I would beat Derek Lunsford, I think, in the rear double bicep. I still stand by that. I think I would beat him.
No,
No, come on. Imagine me with Dorian Yates
he would
back,
look
Ronnie.
small and
yeah,
soft.
yeah. Imagine
No,
me
no.
with
And
Ronnie
soft.
Coleman's back. I'd
No,
be
no,
Derek
but
Lunsford.
if I had Dorian Yates back, Ronnie Coleman's legs, and Phil Heath's arms, and
There's
I
no
was
way he could stand a
20,
chance.
I was
Dylan
too
said Dorian's back sucks.
wow. You said my
Narrow and
back sucks. You
unsymmetrical.
said my back sucks, Dylan. That is not fair.
Narrow and unsymmetrical.
Wow. Wow.
Let's jump to I think
Lucian Popa is entering the chat.
that's
Who's entering
true.
the chat?
Yes, he commented there on one of the videos.
On
that
my
was on
thing,
you
yeah.
guys. Yeah. Because we were talking about him, so we commented.
Is there
He's a
any other
Dorian.
news? Is there any other news that I'm missing? Any other major things that I'm forgetting?
No, I don't. I actually don't know. I don't follow the news too closely. Like I watch some of those guys that make the news update
Uh,
videos, but that's about it.
Xavier Wills had his
yeah,
news,
Dexter
news
bodybuilding.
thing.
We're not going to talk about the top Olympians because we'll get into
He just
that.
deflected that one.
Oh,
Oh, hold on, wait. Let's talk about the next Zilla physique update right there. You see it?
What physique update?
Scroll down right
Oh,
there.
please. Oh, please. What is
Look
this?
at that. That is better than 2007 Ronnie Coleman right there.
That's a layer of
Off-season.
water, is what that is.
Yeah. What do you guys think, real quick? Do you think that he's gonna come in conditioned enough
No,
to at least compete against Hunter Labrada in
Chris
2 weeks
Cormier
from...
said he doesn't even know if he's doing Italy.
No, he said he was.
he
He
ain't
said he
beating
was.
Hunter.
I
Hunter's
spoke
gonna
to him
come
this
out
morning.
there, and
Spoke to him
Hunter's
this
going to be
morning.
the best we've ever seen of him.
Oh, trust me. I do not think that Rubiel would beat Hunter. Hunter has the calves of Rubiel, and honestly, I think a lot of people are going to be shocked when they see Hunter stand next to him and realize that Hunter's not getting dwarfed in the quads either. Hunter
Well,
has arguably some of the most quality legs of in the division right now in
is
open.
Bro,
Sukuruchku,
Nathan Diaz should beat Nexo. I don't, it doesn't.
About that, I think, yeah, you're right about Hunter, but I think he's still gonna get dwarfed because Samson Dauda's
Really?
quads looked almost small next to Nexzilla. Nexzilla is
Mm.
Yeah,
freak.
yeah. I mean, I don't doubt that he's going to get dwarfed, but I just think that a lot of people are going to be shocked to realize how big Hunter is. I feel like that
Hunter
happens every
is
time.
great, man.
Like Hunter is just insanely large
And look
and
at the
very
quality.
balanced.
The quality. And this is in the sunlight, the harsh
he's bald
sunlight.
now?
Yeah, he shaved his head.
He's bald?
Yeah.
Oh,
Huh.
damn.
Interesting.
I like the bald look. I think that it's a good look for him. I feel like I don't know why he was keeping the hair. I feel like at a certain point it's like either go to Turkey, get a hair transplant, or shave it off. And I
Like
think
Martin
that
Fitzwater.
it's like he looks like Stanimal now. Like a bootleg Stanimal. Well, I guess a better Stanimal. Well,
They
I
all
don't want to
shave
say
it at
that
some
now.
point in time.
I think there's so much
But-
steroid use in this community that you're not going to get made fun of for being bald. Maybe like out in like regular people might make fun of you, but in this community, I think
No, I feel like there's nothing wrong with being bald. It's a good look for Hunter, anyways. I think now he'll refrain from wearing hats in the guest posing too. He'll
I
just
hope
embrace
not.
it.
Hats. He
I
always
like the
wears
hat
hats.
though. I like the
I do
hat.
too.
I think it's like a
I do
I like,
too.
I
signature
like
little
the
look.
balding look. Am I the only one that likes the balding
you
look?
like Bill
that
Murray.
Al Beckles
Like
had?
Bill Murray.
Remember? Al Beckles had it. Bill Murray.
Yeah, well, okay, but that's
Lee
I feel like
Haney as well.
I think you're
think
thinking
Al
of Chevy
Beckles-
Chase. You're thinking of Chevy
No.
Chase.
No.
Chevy
no, I
Chase
think
has
Al
a
Beckles was
Ghost
the only one
Monsters.
that pulled it off.
Okay, hold on. This is
Chevy
an
Chase
84.
has a he has.
And this is an 84. Like here's an 89 in Ghostbusters 2.
I have an autographed copy of Ghostbusters right over there.
I'll buy it off you. $2.
It's Dan Aykroyd. Dan Aykroyd.
Oh, that's my favorite. I love Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah, I got him to sign that and The Great Outdoors.
Did you see
Most famous
in
person I ever
person?
met. Yes, of course. Otherwise, it wouldn't count. That signature. Somebody would give you a fake one. No, I watched him sign it.
Jake doesn't know who Dan Aykroyd is. He's too young.
Yeah, I'm too young.
You really don't know who
You
Dan
really don't
Aykroyd is?
know?
No, I don't. I don't. Of course
He's
not.
Canadian. He's Canadian. Eh?
I didn't know that.
Oh, I didn't know about him.
I know he's a little bit of a weirdo. I think the SNL days
Oh.
kind of fried his brain.
Big time. No, he's seen aliens four or five times.
Hey,
That's what he tells people.
he's out there. I dig it. All right, let's get to the superset. Why do I not have my? Hold on.
Jacob. See, it is Jacob.
Hold on. Bear with me.
All right, I'm back.
He had
Let me.
his microphone thing so he could sneeze or whatever he was doing over
Yeah,
there.
yeah, I
couldn't
blew
hear
my
him.
nose.
Let me pop up the video. I want to get the video rolling here so we can see that as well, because I think that'd be helpful to have actually what we were talking about on the.
Oh, we're just now getting into the SUPERSETMAN challenge.
Yes. There's a
Oh, man.
pre-show.
The day's half gone.
Jake, do you have something to say?
No. It's more of a silent remark.
Where'd you get that big backdrop, Jake? Where'd you get that big backdrop?
This one here?
Florida.
That's the one with the Arnold on it.
I got it as a gift actually last Christmas. Well, not for Christmas, but like around Christmas time. I was actually going to a like a brunch, and then I got it as a gift in
A
a little
brunch.
bag. And I
What's
also
a brunch?
got like a you don't know what a brunch is?
I don't know what
It's
rich
like-
people call.
No. It's just the time period between breakfast and lunch. I guess that's what like the time period is called.
Yeah.
Food.
I guess late morning feast, you could say.
Late morning feast, please.
Yeah, that's how you could put it. That's how you could say it. But yeah, no, I like it. It expands all the way, and this was the only decoration I had in my entire dorm room in college.
If I
My
made
roommate's side was really nice. Mine just had this plastered on the wall. It's massive. It's like you see that wall there? It's like the same size as that wall. It's just the whole thing.
That's where
You
it should
see
be
that
hanging
wall
so you
there.
can see it.
Oh, it's not a wall. It's a bookshelf. But I guess like, yeah,
what if I made
I
one of
don't know.
those and gave it to you?
what with your face on it, doing the same pose.
Yeah.
And instead of it says conquer across it. What would it say? Dylan. Just Dylan.
Project Bodybuilding.
Project Bodybuilding. Yeah, who knows?
Posing in the back glute spread.
I'm gonna get you one of Nexzilla's
Actually,
glutes.
a big SUPERSETMAN symbol would be awesome. I'd
I
like to
think
see
so.
it.
Yeah.
That would be cool. If you got a green screen and then put that up,
No,
put
a real one, a real sheet,
Oh, a
like
real
big
one.
a big blue flag with a red SUPERSET symbol.
I wonder how
on
much it costs to make one of those. I feel like it wouldn't be too crazy, right?
No, banners are fairly cheap.
That'd be pretty cool to have, actually. Yeah, that's my goal. If I, hopefully I keep on doing this YouTube stuff. I want to, obviously.
Well, that makes one of us in chat.
All right. Well,
Jake,
hopefully,
Jake's
I mean-
views are
Oh,
doing
everyone,
good,
please
thank you.
congratulate Jake on 20,000 subscribers.
I already
thank you,
did.
thank you.
I
No, yeah,
messaged him.
Mark was the first one. I saw that almost instantly. I saw that.
Yeah,
Man,
I was very
thank you.
proud
Man.
of you.
He was the last one to subscribe.
No, but
Congrats, man. That's all. I think you're the fastest from all of
Very
us
fast.
who got to 20.
No,
His
I
channel is a
appreciate it,
pump and
guys.
dump scheme. He doesn't. His viewers are fake.
No, it's his way that he
No.
ends his sentence.
No, exactly. That's what the viewers want.
Go
They
into
want
the
my,
next pose.
from the beginning if you watch any of my early videos, I sound so much different because I was using, as a matter of fact,
Just a headset.
using that. See that right there?
Yeah.
Little microphone. That's what I used to play video games. But instead now, I've got the technology. I have technology.
Mm.
I've come into the modern era with this now.
Kid named
and
Modern
also-
Era.
Yeah, no, but I've also like I did a little bit of studying on how to like actually talk. to, like-
Studying. Broke out
I-
the whiteboard. Started writing equations on there.
No, I should make like an edit about that, man. How I learned how to speak. No, but I mean, I think I one of my
I
biggest
was
pet
2 years
peeves.
old.
Yeah, I was.
Bro was
No,
doing
but I don't know.
calculations on how to have a conversation.
No, no, basically, I mean, because I wanted
Excuse
to
me.
make sure I could learn how to talk proper, like to talk properly, you could say,
Yeah.
without like having, because I started scripting my videos, which made the whole process a lot easier. And
Mhm.
then I just,
Ha!
kind of just happened because I'm
Yeah.
not the best improviser.
Script
Yeah,
No,
Mark said the same thing about me because I script all my videos. Like the Superset Man
makes me
challenge,
laugh.
I'd have to look it up, but the Superset Man challenge is like 20, closer to 30 pages.
no, I'm not. Look, I'm not. I know Mark. I know you're talented when it comes to speaking. Like when I was watching your videos all the time, and I still do, but like back in the day before I started making videos, I used to think to myself, how does this guy do it? Like just coming up with things on the fly and stuff. That's what drew me into watching your stuff in the beginning. But for
Yeah,
Ding,
me,
ding,
there's no
ding.
way I'd have time
no.
to
See, that's what I'm
script
saying. Like
everything. There'd be
if you're
just
good at
no
it,
way.
because you
You're not
seem
as
like you
funny.
know.
You can think of fun when you think of something
Yeah, yeah.
funny, out it comes.
Yeah, exactly. And that's how it is for me in like real life or when I'm having a conversation with someone. But like when I'm scripting a video or when I'm recording all of my early videos, maybe the first 20, 30, 40 videos were all improvised. And not only were they longer than the videos now, but it just felt like I would go
Rambling.
off on tangents
Yeah.
here and there because that's the type of person I am. I
Yeah,
love
some
talking
people
to
like that.
people and it just no, well, some people do like it, but for me, it felt like oh, and another thing too is if I were to make a mistake in my speech, if I were to mess up the pronunciation of a
You'd have
word
to
or
start
this
all
or
over.
that, I'd have to
Oh
start all
no,
over
that's a
again.
happy accident.
No, see that's the thing. I started saying that too, like just kind of playing it off or whatever, but it got on my nerves, and that's just like my opinion on my own voice. Like when I'm listening to it again, I want everything to sound decent, and clear. But when I'm watching other people's stuff, it doesn't bother me at all,
Mm.
because it's just a personal thing, I guess. And it especially for time constraints, I could script the video and then forget about it and then record it like the next day or 2 days later. I could edit the entire video together and then just put in the audio and then call it a day, you know. But
Jake, please stop
anyways,
derailing the podcast.
yeah, that's enough with the tangents. Let's
Um,
get to the Mr. Olympia 2024 possible top five
yeah,
by
this is the possible
SUPERSETMAN.
top five. This is very safe options, very predictable options. These are Superset Man's top five picks. I gotta be honest, the more I compare other people to Andrew Jack, the more I think he will ultimately be top five. But like, spoiler alert, I have a Martin versus Andrew comparison coming out. I think Martin beats him. I think
What?
Beirut would certainly give him a run for his money. I
Oh,
think I think Superset Man is wrong. I think Andrew Jack is entirely overrated. Bro has 3 shots and
thank God you're not a judge.
The one
oh.
thing I was disappointed that there was no Justin Shire in this top five. I was just, where was
Who?
Justin Shire? Or oh wow, you said who? Disrespectful to my brother-in-law. Wow. Wow. How about Nexzilla? He wasn't here.
Yeah.
I could
I
see
Patrick
was
Moore
Tony
is
joking.
not.
O'Burton, Tony O'Burton or somebody like that, but not
No,
Justin Shire.
honestly, in all seriousness, I feel like Tony O'Burden. I, someone was asking. I did a comparison between like Martin Beirut and who was the last guy?
Brando?
Um, yeah, Brandao. And someone was like, "Where's Tony O'Burden?" And the reason I didn't compare him there was because like he got smoked by Martin, in my opinion. I think he got out muscled, out detailed,
Did Beef
and
Stew
just
beat
out
him at
quality.
New York?
No, no, he placed third.
Okay,
Tonio
okay.
He beat
Stu placed
he
fourth.
beat Stu.
But like Tonio, as much as I respect Tonio and the work that he puts in, I hear a lot of people think that he's very aesthetically pleasing. I would disagree. I'm not a big fan of the way his physique looks in certain shots, like the chest insertion genetics. I'm not a big fan of how it has the split down the middle, like a very prominent divide. And there's just a lot of gaps in his physique that I'm not a fan of. Um, but that said, I think that if he puts more size into his arms, kind of like how Dexter Jackson, kept on getting better and better in that aspect, he will be a real threat to the top 10. Right now, though,
No.
as it is, I think he's going to place 11 to 13. That's my opinion.
Okay. So before we get into this, who do you think are give me 3 guys, no explanation, that you think have the best possible chance of pulling off the upset and breaking into the top 5? I don't care how good their chances are. Maybe you think this top 5 is set in stone, but who has the biggest chances? Supersetman.
Brandon Curry.
And 2 more?
Um, Hunter. And then I don't know. I don't see anyone else. Maybe Rafael or Martin.
Okay.
But I don't see it. I think Brandon is gonna be sixth. Brandon or Hunter is gonna be the sixth and seventh after
Okay.
these guys. If
Mark.
yeah.
Well, Supersetman, did you have a
No. It's
Mark? 3 guys that have the best chance, even if that chance is 1%.
I think Hunter is going to crack that top 4, for goodness sakes.
Really?
I think Nick Walker has to be worried about Hunter Labrada this year. And
2 more?
like I said, guys, I'm a traditionalist. I don't think that traditionally Andrew Jack comes into the Olympia 100%. I think Beirut Tabani has a chance. I think Martin Fitzwater has a chance. You want another one?
Since you're on a roll, you forgot Brandon.
Well, that's who I was going to say.
Okay. And then Jake, your top 3 that just have the best chance, whatever that chance.
Yeah, so the first person I would say, Phil Heath 2024 comeback.
Okay.
I'd have him there. And then, obviously we have the Ronnie Coleman 2024 comeback as well. If he were to come back, maybe the top 5. Who knows?
Do Nexilla's glutes do it?
Make it top 10.
Nexilla's glutes alone?
Yeah.
Maybe top 3. Maybe top just if you were to put them the slabs on the stage, top
do they
3.
take up 2 placings?
Yeah. I think both of them, the weight alone would be the same. Adi Chupin and Derek Lunsford. So yeah, they
Gotcha.
take
The
but
little
no,
guy.
all seriousness. Sorry, what did you say?
You can't get 2 placings. Actually, Arnold got 2 placings. He placed first
each
and last
glute,
one year.
That's true.
Each glute is like a person.
Man,
I think
I'm getting distracted by that Trump short over there with the blacks.
Yeah, bro, Dylan, what is your YouTube, man? It's just
I didn't even notice that, you know?
politics.
I know. I removed the
That's
other videos, but I
Wolverine,
couldn't
bro.
And who's this? Who's that guy? Donald Trump. Who's that?
That's Trump.
He looks pretty impressive.
In just an interview. I don't know. I don't even watch Marvel content. And then
That's Wolverine.
this is a comedian. I don't know. What is this? Shane
like
Gillis?
Russell Crowe, isn't it? Looks like Russell.
Who knows?
Crowe.
That is Hugh Jackman.
Yep.
Oh, looks like Russell Crowe.
No, this guy's a comedian. I think his name's Shane Gillis and Trump impersonator. With
I
Joe
see.
Rogan.
But anyways, so back to who I actually think, for all seriousness.
Please.
No jokes.
Please.
I think I would agree with Supersetman that Brandon Curry, a lot of people are overlooking him. Now, I did a video where I was just speculating who would place or who would beat Andrew or who would, lose to him. And I said that Andrew would handily, very easily beat his 2023 package, the Brandon Curry package. But that said, if you watch the video of Brandon back then, a year ago, he was all watery and all that. And I think that that's not a developmental issue or a, muscularity problem. It was solely, a condition and obviously the circumstances surrounding it. I think he still delivered a rather impressive physique, all things considered.
So Brandon Curry.
So yeah, Brandon Curry is one of them. And if I were to say who he would interchange with, I'd say Nick Walker or Andrew Jack, either one of them.
Then, do I need to repeat the question?
No. I'm going through them. I do things my own way.
We can tell.
And then Hunter Labrada easily.
Okay.
I agree with Mark. He could probably be top 4. And then if Beirut gets to the Olympia.
None of you say my father, Martin Fitzwater.
I said Martin.
I know. I am such a Martin disciple, guys. And you know what? It's not just bias. I legitimately think he will be one of the best bodybuilders of our time. And
look,
he's already
Martin is extremely complete.
Yep.
I think that he alone looks like a top 5 competitor, just standing alone, right? In his posing routine and stuff. Some of the best quads and hamstrings and glutes right now, easily. But you look at the flaws that he has, which are very few, but they're there. His arms are not up to par. in the front double, in the side chest, they're pretty weak. And even from the side, a lot of people, do put him on a high pedestal in the side shots. And I would agree to a certain extent. Almost reminds me of a Hadi Chupin in the sense that he's not super dense, but he has a great condition. But then Hadi has better arms. So he kind of like, I don't know. I think Martin needs better arms in the biceps mainly, more size, brachialis, forearms area, more thickness in the chest to really be a top 5 competitor. That's my opinion on it.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. But he's very good. Okay. So let's get into the overall. Now, I have our rankings. I have mine. This is the actual scorecard of my video. Then Mark, Supersetman's, and Jacob's. And this is the overall ranking. We'll just touch on this and then get back into individual rankings.
Is that an average?
Yes. So what Supersetman, this is your list.
Interesting.
So, yeah, determined by adding up all the placings from everyone's video. And so Hadi came out in a clear first. I should have added points here, but in a pretty clear first. Nick Walker next, Andrew Jack next. You know what? I will go back through and add the points while we're talking, but because I think it's important. But I will say that Hadi was fairly far ahead of everyone else. So,
Yeah.
Mark, you didn't add points. I added points to everyone else's, but Mark, you didn't have points. But I still want you to go first and explain
I had
your
points.
list.
I had points.
You had points? Well, it wasn't in this briefing I got from Supersetman.
Well, I don't show everybody my points.
Oh, okay.
Written down on my little tickle trunk.
No, it says right here the results of the Supersetman challenge. I don't have the number of points for Mark
because I don't show everybody. Yeah, I don't eat all my meals with you. I don't eat all my meals with you.
In the video.
I see.
I had a tie between Nick Walker and Samson Dauda.
For third?
For second.
23 points, I believe. Oh, they're tied for second. Sorry.
Okay, hold on. Well, do you want to give points now or no?
Well, you're begging me for my points.
I am. So what did you have Hadi with points wise?
22. Sokalebu.
Okay, and then 23 for Nick, and then Samson.
Yes, you asked me. I tell you.
What is this? Thank God
And
you're not a judge.
I thought I had the most points.
I'm not a judge, but
And then for Derek,
24.
Very. I noticed this a lot. It was very close between at least most people's back fours, and then Andrew.
28. Your age.
That's true. I am in fact 28. And give me just a second. I'm going to add points for these other people. And then Andrew was 24. And then Derek did not do well in this comparison. But we'll talk more on that overall at the end. Mark, just give me your thoughts, how you saw this. Explain your ranking as well. So the floor is yours.
How come you guys had Hattie so low in points? Was he winning more shots?
Yeah, because he's good.
I actually never had him winning a whole lot of poses.
I think that's fair. But the thing is, he wasn't super low on any shots for most of us, I'd assume.
No, and that's how you win.
Yes.
That's how them old world's strongest men guys, they wouldn't win an actual event. They just place high.
Because I'm sure you had Andrew winning
Andrew won more poses than anybody.
2 to 3 shots, and he wins those automatically for most people, but he falls off a cliff in most of the other ones.
He got 5th. If he didn't win, he got 5th. Every single pose.
Okay. I don't know if I put him that low.
Yeah. Side chest, both side, all the back, too soft, too smooth, monsoon. And I had Derek.
Yeah, what's Derek's problem?
I had Derek winning based on it's picture comparisons, and we don't understand that the conditioning, when they turn around, that conditioning puts them in a certain placing, a certain call out, so to speak.
Yeah.
So if you're not in the condition, you're not even going to be compared to these guys.
Mm-hmm.
So Andrew Jack wouldn't be beating Derek. Derek wouldn't be getting last in some of these shots where he's losing to a guy that wouldn't even be in his call out because he's so
I think that's
conditioned.
fair. Yeah.
And I showed a zoom in close up shot of Hattie and Derek, and that probably sent the Hattie'ites all upset in an uproar. But he is clearly a lot more peeled from behind.
From behind, yeah.
But Hattie wins more poses.
Okay. And then also, why is Derek like so low? It's just he was trailing in too many shots. Like, what's the formula to get there?
He's just losing too many shots to the big guys like the Andrew Jacks.
But yeah, but like you were saying, take him out of the equation. Yeah, take Andrew out of the equation. Maybe Nick as well. Maybe they see Nick as, I don't know, but maybe they see Nick as too unesthetic. And let's just say the call out is Derek, Samson, and Hadi again. Then in your mind, does it get a lot closer? Does Derek put up a better fight?
I mean, you're going to get a better placing. There's only 3 guys.
But you would still have him third?
Picture comparisons, Derek never does well. He never does well.
That's a yes.
Hey, a lot of us disagreed with him winning the Olympia too, didn't we?
And were you one of those?
Firsthand, yeah.
But now that it's
after I've seen the close-up shots, I can see why Derek won. And when it's close, they put them through the poses time and time and time again. And when one guy starts to break, okay, well, give him that shot.
Okay.
If Michael Krizo starts shaking like this, I don't care how good he looks in that front double. He's losing, especially if he's
yeah. And then
and Derek's machine. He goes up for the pose, he holds her there.
And then Nick and Samson. Is this how you broke the tie? You ultimately went with Nick ahead of Samson?
I went with Nick ahead of Samson because of the conditioning.
Okay.
I guess.
And then Hadi just 1 point. Well, I guess did Nick win by also kind of like what Hadi did in your scorecard, just because he was kind of middle of the road in most of these poses and kind of coasted on that?
Nick, he didn't win a whole lot in my opinion,
but wasn't super low in most of them.
No, he's not tremendously. Oh, he won the side tricep.
That's fair.
Yeah, and he placed second on a few shots.
Okay. And then you didn't have, I guess I'm looking at SUPERSETMAN. He didn't have Nick, he didn't have Hadi super ahead of Nick either, but Jake and I did. And I saw, I guess I can look at the other like GOAT Fitness. Well, he had Andrew in second, but he had Hadi firmly ahead of the pack. Everyone else is in the 20s, or Nick is even in 31. And then GOAT had Hadi at 14, so an 8 points ahead of the rest of the crowd. Fernando Arroyo had Hadi 9 points ahead of his closest competitor. And yeah, and then the rest of us. So why is Hadi not further ahead?
What do you mean at the Olympia?
In this ranking, you don't see it.
Oh, in mine.
Yeah. Do you have a clear favorite? Do you have a clear favorite?
Well, Hadi's he's winning. I just didn't put Hadi first in any of the back shots because Derek was out conditioning him.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I think that's why Hadi didn't place quite so high. I think that Walker's condition is going to be surprisingly close to Hadi's.
Do you think Nick Walker? Well, I guess this is a overall thing. Is this your prediction or is this your
analysis? Soul? No.
Gotcha. Okay.
No.
And let me just insert.
Furthermore, this is Derek in 2023. Everybody else gets to use a ramped up version of themselves. Eh?
True.
Okay.
So,
well, then what is your prediction then?
Oh, well, I don't know about that.
Well, 7 weeks out. 7 weeks out. 7 weeks out. What do you have it? Well, I'll talk to you.
All right. Derek's winning.
Okay.
I can tell you that.
Derek. Okay, I can fit it.
Hadi's 2.
Okay.
Samson's 3.
Sam. All right.
Yeah, you gotta stretch that out a little bit.
Sorry, my bad.
Just Sam, eh?
Yeah.
And we're gonna go with Hunter Labrada in 4th.
Okay. I am gonna stretch this out. Hold on.
Told you.
Oh, I didn't plan for this, but I should have. Okay.
And then good old Nick Walker gets 5th place.
Gotcha.
The old
Okay.
5th.
What
Okay.
about Andrew?
Yeah, is Andrew 6th or is he even lower? Or?
He might even go lower.
Okay. Okay. Does a better peak Brandon Curry beat him? Like let's say what's
Hey,
his most recent best peak? Arnold 2022, even though he's smaller, I think that's the best overall package
who?
he's brought recently.
Brandon?
Yeah.
Geez Louise. I think with the size that he brought to the 2022
The
and
midsection was fat. I did not like that version at all.
he was big.
Yeah, he was big. I agree.
Pretty big. If he got a little more conditioned, I would say he would beat an Olympia version of Andrew Jacked. He just looks tired at the Olympia.
And then I do want to ask because you alluded to this. This is one of, I think probably really my last question for you, Mark. Do you think there will be a divide here? Like we expect these guys. Well, we are. This video was done under the premise that all these guys are in the first call out. Do you think we'll have another large call out like that, or do you think they will be able to narrow it down between 2, 3 guys?
Yeah, I think they're going to narrow it down to
Where's that? Where does
possibly
that cut off?
two. Possibly two.
Possibly 2. I kind of see that.
Possibly
I
two.
think they'll do a bigger one at the beginning, like
Yeah.
at the they'll
Oh,
22
yeah,
Olympia.
yeah. They'll do one like that.
Yeah.
But then they're going to divide her all up, and it's going to be a pretty tight fight for 3rd place, I think. And
Okay.
it's a Derek. I think they're pretty invested in that because it's 1 for 1. They want to say they want to get Bob Ciccarello say, and 2 times
Yeah, they'll do
Super
that.
Olympia, and they're
Of
both like,
course.
which one? Which one?
All right. All right. Any further comments, Mark?
This is a pretty good channel, and I like Jake. Oh, you mean just for that? No, I'm good.
Okay. Okay. Jake, we'll have Superset Man go last because it was his challenge. Jake, the
Yeah.
floor is yours. Explain
You
your
got
ranking.
5 minutes.
Explain your ranking, and and we'll get your predictions at the end.
Yeah, so I mean, I had Hadi winning this comparison pretty handily, as you can see. Um, I don't remember which shots I gave to him. I think I might have given him the side tricep. I might have given
Okay.
him.
What's
Oh, I
wrong?
gave him the rear lat spread, the side tricep. It was really close in the ab and thigh. I think he placed second in the poses he didn't win. Every time.
Yeah.
Like I had him placing second in the front double bicep, second in the third in the front lat spread actually, but he was never lower than third. He was always either second, first, or third. Samson, I do these comparisons by writing the script out and then I tally up all the points at the end.
Yeah.
So I kind of didn't really know who was going to place after Hadi. I had a
Yeah.
pretty firm belief that Hadi was going to win this comparison. But then, yeah, Samson in second place, Nick in third place with 26-23, relatively close in points. But Derek and Andrew were tied with 27 at the end. Um, and I just think that, like Mark said, you're using an older version of Derek here, whereas everyone else gets to use a new and improved package. And I think Derek would have placed much higher had he had a better version. I mean, you see what happened when he had a better version last year, right? And these guys were all in the same playing field. They all had, not improved versions. They were just their stock standard 2023 package, and Derek came out on top. So I feel like my placings for the video were pretty standard. Hadi won, and then honestly, the top four could have been switched around depending on if you were to have given maybe Nick a pose here or there, or Samson a pose, or you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, it changes
it could have
because
been
they're all
flipped
very
around.
close.
And then I think that for my rankings or my predictions, you
Yeah.
could say this does not follow them at all. This is just solely based on the video itself. So if I were to go with my predictions, I would probably say that Derek is going to win because if
Gotcha.
you look at his updates and stuff, Derek looks much improved when it comes to the size of the quads, and he's in great conditioning as well. So that, everyone's saying, oh, his quads are going to disappear when he conditions and diets down, but he's already shredded to the bone. So I think he's going to just cruise into the show. Um, In second place, I'd probably say Hadi. I think it's pretty easy. And honestly, I think they're going to be really close, probably like a 1-2 point decision, something
Mhm.
like that. Third place, as much as I like Nick Walker, and as much as I think that he is going to win more mandatory poses, I'd say Samson. Yeah. I just think
Wrote it
Samson
before he even
has
said it.
solidified himself there. What did you say?
You wrote it before you even said it.
Yeah, I mean, he just knew. Hold on 1 second. He just knew
For
because,
holding.
yeah, I don't know. My allergies got real bad all of a sudden. But
Allergic to your own shit.
all right, that is
Mhm.
crazy. That is crazy.
Mhm.
Stop the
Looks a lot like
blasphemy.
my list.
Blasphemy. Blasphemy. No, but all right, fourth place, I think, is going to be Nick Walker. As much as I love
Rick
Hunter
Walker.
Labrada, and I think Hunter Labrada probably could beat Nick. I don't. I don't think he's going to beat Andrew or Nick, so I'd have Andrew in fifth place. That's
Okay.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, Andrew.
And I got to blow my nose because the allergies are getting
Okay,
terrible
well,
right now.
are you done? Is that your analysis?
Yeah, basically.
Okay. I'll do mine very quick because I've been chiming in here and there. I'm gonna minimize you guys. Is there any qualms that you have immediately on my scorecard? Is there anything that immediately sticks out to you that you would say you're so wrong? This is awful. Anybody?
I'm looking. I'm looking. Um. Oh, the point corresponds to the placing, right? I'm guessing.
Correct. Yeah, it's ranking.
All right. So, huh? I would probably disagree with Derek Lunsford in the front double bicep being fourth,
Okay.
and I'd probably put yeah Nick in fifth is right. I'd flip Nick and sorry Derek and Samson.
I thought about that. But I just
I
really
think
Samson was really appealing to me, really speaking my
no,
language.
Samson's really appealing, but his arms, man, I think Derek Samson's like a larger version of Derek in the front double bicep. They both have the same flaws, like the kind of mid arm definition and development.
That
And then
flow, the balance, the flow.
yeah, but you look
The
at so
leg.
here's the thing, right? Samson has better quads and better
Yes,
proportions, in my
that's what
opinion.
actually decided it for me.
Derek has a better X frame. So it's like which one do you prefer? I
Mm.
think Derek is, easily has the best X frame in open bodybuilding in the front double bicep. Does that mean that he has the best
Mm.
quads or the
Andrew
best
Jack has a
arms
good
or
X
anything?
frame.
Yeah, but Andrew Jack doesn't have the same taper. There's something really, really nice about that
Yeah.
Oh,
that
come on.
waistline.
I'm an expert on X frames.
No, I know. I
No,
saw the
I
video,
saw
man. I
that
saw the
video.
video.
Hogwash.
No, I think look, Andrew has a great X frame, but not better than Derek in the
That's
front
a
double bicep.
Y.
In the
That's a
front double
Y.
bicep.
Andrew's got the X.
You know who has
Or
the
Y.
best X frame
Yeah,
though? You know who has the best X frame of all time? Nick Walker.
Maxilla.
Oh,
An
Nick Walker.
H taper. That's
Look
an
at
H
that. Look at
taper.
no, no, no. That's an X frame.
It
X taper right
looks
there.
like an H.
Bro, that looks like
No,
it looks
no,
like
no.
a U. A U frame.
You is crazy. He's got
Okay,
an A taper.
besides like small disagreements, is there anything that's big that's just like, no, this guy needs to be way up, this guy needs to be way
Well,
down?
look, I mean, I feel like it's wrong to nitpick the individual placings. Looking at your points down below. Okay, what why are wait, hold on. So what is there's I see 3 1s at the bottom, right? What does
Okay.
that mean?
Top line is poses one.
How many poses they won?
Oh, okay. And the
Bottom line
bottom is
is
just total
is
points.
the points.
I thought that
You
was the
put
placings. I was like confused.
Derek in you
I was
have
like,
Derek
what?
fifth in the side tricep.
Derek's midsection looks. And I said at the end, I
I'm
said,
just asking a question. I'm
Here,
just
go to the
no,
side
no, no,
tricep. I want to
let me
see it.
explain. Let me explain. I said,
All right.
I
All
think
right.
I legitimately said, since we're kind of pooling our results at the end here, I said I'll just give my opinion more so on these lower placings. I don't mind being more subjective if we're all brainstorming at the end, but this midsection kerfuffle at the bottom is what made Andrew more appealing to me.
No, but Andrew's midsection isn't even really that good in the side tricep either. Like,
Bro,
look at the look,
would you
look.
say that to his
It's.
face?
I would because I want him to fix it. I want him to
The side
fix it.
tricep is. I will say the side tricep was one nasty one to have to judge.
Yeah, I'm not the only two people I'm a fan of are Nick Walker, who I think won easily, and then
He did.
Hottie for the midsection.
I said Hottie won it because Nick Walker wasn't as streamlined and he wasn't locking out his tricep like I've seen him in the past. I think nobody executed the pose better than Hottie easily. Hottie is a master of the mandatories, and that's what makes him a good Olympia champion. Nick Walker on paper has a better tricep, honestly more size, and he looks just thicker. But and honestly, he probably represents bodybuilding more, like just open bodybuilding in the side tricep.
Yeah.
But come on, when you see the flow of Hadi, just everything looks so streamlined and the details and it just I there's just something about it, man.
Yeah,
I couldn't give
I
it to
can
Nick.
tell, bro. Relax.
All right, man. All right. All right. You're going too far. But no,
Okay.
I think yeah, Derek in fifth though. No, I wouldn't say that. I'd
Okay.
say Derek in fourth. That's you don't have to change it though. I would keep
No,
your
no,
rank.
I'm not changing, especially when that reasoning was weak.
All
The only thing that the one I disagree with, well, not disagree with, because I stand by it, is Hadi and Nick in the most muscular. I almost had Nick for sure. I just, again, and Hadi was slightly
you didn't
more.
have Andrew winning?
Did I say Andrew? I meant Nick.
No, no, I'm saying you didn't have Andrew winning. Wow,
The
disappointing.
most muscular.
Yeah, Andrew's the best in the most muscular. Like reminds you of Kai Green, the number one most muscular of all time.
In some ways, he does remind me of Kai Green. The skinny arms, skinny forearms,
Yeah,
flatter
yeah.
chest. In some ways, it honestly does remind you of Kai Green. But overall, I had Hottie winning three poses. I could have had Andrew winning three. The abs and thighs is a debate that we can all have for
Oh,
sure.
did you give the ab and thigh to Hadi?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Yeah,
I
it's subjective at that point.
I don't
I
think
think.
most people, sorry to my viewers, but I don't think most people can understand that I said Andrew Jacked may have the better pose, but Hottie without a doubt has the better ab development. He has all these
Yeah,
angles, he
that's
can
what
hit the
I've said. Yeah.
vacuum. But I think for the actual pose, Andrew may actually be better, but I just gave it to whoever had the best midsection. And then so 2 and 3 poses doesn't really matter because I think Andrew Jacked will be removed from these guys. I don't see him in the same realm as these guys, to be honest. Um,
Yeah.
so I placed Derek in fourth, Andrew in fifth, to break that tie, and then I placed Samson in third on paper, Nick Walker in second. I don't think that's going to happen either. I'll make my predictions, and then Hottie firmly in first. I'm with you guys. Um, I think I'm more with Jacob here.
Huh.
I would predict Derek. Unfortunately, I don't agree with that, but I predict him to win. I'd predict Hottie and Samson like that.
Do you not like Derek? Like his
No,
physique or something?
no.
Really? I think he
Bro's a
has a great
weak
physique.
champion.
Well,
Shaped like your dad.
all right, that is
Excuse
yeah,
me.
he is my dad. But
Exactly.
I will say, like, I feel like Derek gets a lot of unnecessary hate. I'm not
I
denying the
don't think he
fact
gets enough.
that well, he was definitely a weaker champion because it was so close. Um, but if you break down the poses, Hottie versus Derek at the Olympia, I still had Derek coming out on top by a very small margin.
That's wild.
And no, I mean, I my reasonings I thought were pretty good, but what is it called? I just think there's like a whole culture now around hating Derek.
Yeah, I'm the club president.
Like, all right, yeah, I knew it. I knew it. Who else would be it? No one else. But I don't know. I think Derek is going to be much improved this Olympia. And Hottie, I think that it's going to be hard for him to top that Arnold Classic version. I think it's going to be hard. You know,
Hmm.
he's going to be improved, but he's not going to be improved from his last showing as much. Like if he had skipped the Arnold Classic and then came in with that Arnold Classic version at the Olympia, the the improvements would have been wild, right? I mean, we thought they were crazy from the Olympia to the Arnold, but I don't know. Who knows how much more conditioning, how much more fullness, how much more muscle he can get onto his frame.
And then so I would predict Derek um L for loser, and then Hottie C for
Oh, you
champion.
you get the full abbreviations,
Yeah,
whereas we just got the first names.
correct.
Yeah, wow.
Samson Dauda for low def Dauda. Um, Nick Walker for wide
Wait,
waist. Nick W for
all
wide
right.
waist. And then Martin F for father.
What?
No, I'd
Get
put
that
Hunter.
name out of there. Don't be foolish like that. Hunter.
Yeah, if
We're
honestly, if Hunter can hold his poses longer and not fade throughout the posing, he'll beat Andrew, in my opinion. I think he'll beat
Andrew is
Andrew.
just so weird. Like I get he is so impressive, but bro is operating with 3 shots.
Yeah.
That's it. It's just so weird to me. I don't see him as complete at all. He certainly isn't. His conditioning sucks, and I don't think
Well,
it's gonna. I'm with
if he
Mark.
fixed if he
I,
fixed his posing though, he would be a lot like Sean Roden. You know, good side chest, good
huh?
side tricep.
No.
Nothing like Roden.
No, no,
Roden was
Get
killed.
Sean's name out of your mouth.
no. But
Killed.
if you were to fix his posing in the side shots, I think that Andrew is better than Roden in all of the front poses, even though
Too
it's
peeled.
close.
Too
But
peeled from behind.
yeah, but that's what I mean. But
Peeled.
Roden wasn't winning those back shots anyways. He wasn't winning them. I
So
don't think.
peeled.
Honestly, Brandon needs to go. He's messing up my entire. He's messing up my
How do you
entire
get a top
predictions.
10?
He's maxing. He's ruining my entire
Yeah,
predictions.
why you get it? You want to predict like
You did your top
No,
five.
I'm just joking.
Man's turn.
wait, and
He
then
gets the whole
where's
top 10.
Akeem? Where's Akeem Williams at?
Akeem, he doesn't place, bruh.
I think he's gonna shock the world and win the Olympia. Do you think Akeem with Derek Lunsford's back is he winning the Olympia?
Not even with Samir Banu's back.
Do I think
Really, you
Akeem
don't think so?
Do I think if
Not even
Akeem
with
was a better
Samir.
bodybuilder, he'd be a better bodybuilder? Like what does that question even mean?
I mean, hey, you're the one who started it by saying if your grandma had wheels, she'd be a bike.
Okay.
I'm just
Okay.
feeding off of that.
I see Florin over there. He's tantalized. He's salivating. He can't
Wow.
wait to break down his
Martin in 6th place ahead of Andrew, Beirut, Brandon, and
You're right.
Raphael.
You're right.
Wait, no, but seriously, I just did a comparison between Martin, Beirut, and Raphael, and it was
And who was Beirut?
It was Beirut, then Raphael, then Martin.
No, that
Martin
doesn't
just
make any
wasn't-
sense. That doesn't make any
Martin
sense.
wasn't
I'm
in the
sorry.
same
I did
league
that
when it came
comparison
to
too.
size.
I did that comparison too. Martin and Brandau. Bro, Brandau looks like 2 weeks out next 2-3 weeks out next to Martin. He has no back.
Yeah, but Brandau wins the front double bicep, front lat spread,
Not by enough.
side chest, side
Not by
tricep.
No. I'd give at least one of those to Martin. Side
I
tricep,
don't
I'd give
think
to Brandau.
so. So I think if you look at the side chest, man, he is thick in the chest and in the side, dwarfing Martin in size. And like I said in the video, he has the necessary details where it counts. He's not the most shredded. He loses both back poses easily. Like there's no doubt. And if anything, I would give Martin the most muscular and the ab and thigh
I
over
would too.
Brandau. So it's 4-4.
Okay.
But I still think
So the
Brandau
winner
would come
goes
out on top.
conditioning, completeness, pound for pound muscularity.
I just think that Brandau, you look at him, even in the shots where he's not conditioned, he looks flawless apart from the condition.
Rear double?
Yeah, he's the best rear double.
What if he had Akeem's rear double?
What if he had Derek Lunsford's back and Roddy Coleman's legs,
Okay.
right?
This is foolish. This is foolish. This is probably my working top 5 right now. I'm working top 5. I think, to be fair, I will last caveat. I think Hunter should have beat Andrew at last year's Olympia. Just because that version of Andrew is not what we saw at Texas. That version of Hunter is not what we saw at Texas. It was somewhere between Tampa and Texas, in my opinion. So I think Hunter did enough to beat Andrew. That didn't happen. But I was not pleased at all with Andrew at the 2023 Olympia. I think for that show they could have flipped. But yeah, this is what I'm working with right now. And then
That's fair.
Let's see. SUPERSETMAN's ranking also fairly close. So you break down. I guess you have a tie to break, a 3-way tie as well. Very interesting. And then break down your thoughts. You have the floor.
Yeah, I was surprised because I when I got to the end of the comparison and added all the points, I saw that the 3, 4, and 5 have the same 26 points, all of them. I was kind of messed up by that because how do you judge it further? Trying to be objective, because what's the point of the comparison if you're gonna decide it by your opinion, by your thoughts anyway. So yeah, I was a bit thrown off by that, but I was sure Hadi's gonna win. And for my prediction for the Olympia, I think he's gonna win. Nick took second because, yeah, like I said, you guys know I'm a Nick fan. I don't think he's gonna get second at the Olympia. I think he can be in the conversation for second, maybe first, but the judges clearly don't like his physique.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't think it was close at all at the New York Pro. I did a blitz matchup with that. I think the judges kind of made it. I mean, I get it. The midsection looked bad in New York.
Yeah.
But I saw what I saw Tyler Manion's comparison between the two, and I thought it was so biased towards
Martin.
Martin.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I clearly realized that they don't like Nick Walker, and Nick is gonna have to be
Undeniable.
so undeniable to place what he deserves, in my opinion. But yeah, it's the judges have already how do you call it, a narrative with this. They want aesthetic guys,
Yes.
and it's been clear since 2018. Big Ramy was an anomaly, probably. He kind of shocked the world in 2020, but looking back,
He didn't deserve it.
2020 wasn't that
2020.
good. 2020 wasn't that good as it was at the moment then in 2020 when you look back. So it was shocking because yeah, Phil Heath was off and Brandon was not at their level, in my opinion. So Ramy was, yeah. And getting back to the subject, yeah, Nick is not gonna place top two. It's gonna be Hadi and Derek in my predictions, with Hadi first and Derek second. I don't think Derek can match Hadi. I think Hadi learned his lesson. He saw what happened at the Arnold. If he brings that level of dryness and conditioning, there's nothing Derek can do about it because he doesn't have the generics for that from the front and
But he
even
speaks
from the side.
English.
Yeah, that's a pretty good argument. But I don't if it's not gonna be like undeniable as you said with Nick, I don't think Derek is gonna repeat.
Okay.
Hadi was like we've seen in our comparisons. Hadi was the winner for all of us and for most of you, especially. He was like the clear winner with a lot of points ahead. Yeah, in Derek's defense, his footage was the worst. Like he was the only one without a 4K footage from Gilgo, and he was also the only one with the footage from last year. Like he didn't have like a recent one.
Yeah.
But he's not gonna place like four or fifth. He's gonna place second, in my opinion. Of course, anything can happen. This is just how I see things. And and then yeah, going back to the actual comparison, Derek, Andrew, and Samson, they were tied. Andrew won 3 poses, Derek and Samson 1 pose each, but overall each beat the other one. Like Derek beat Andrew on poses, Andrew beat Samson, and Samson, yeah, it was all of them beat each other, so it wasn't like a clear last place. And based on overall completeness and everything, I had Derek. I thought Derek should be ahead of them. Andrew ahead of Samson because I think Andrew, considering these physiques, like their most recent physiques, I think Andrew got Samson from the back. He surpassed him from the back. Like I think Andrew's back, not the lower body, but the back itself, it's enough for him to win the poses as they looked at these recent shows. And I don't think Samson is gonna make the progress everyone expects from the back based on that last update he had. I don't see it, man. I think
Martin.
Andrew got him from the back.
Well, let's take a
Did you
pause
put
there.
Martin in third? You wrote Martin.
Just give me a second. Give me a second.
What did you do that for?
I thought this was, well, hold on. He had okay. You're saying you don't think he's going to make the progress, basically, from the back.
Not enough. I mean,
okay.
look at Andrew's back lat spread. Like that's progress. But with Andrew is a big if because Mark is right. Andrew at the Olympia is a big question mark. But if Andrew comes at the Olympia as he came in Texas, he's gonna beat Samson, in my opinion.
He can.
Okay. Well, you see, the thing is, I'm always on the hype train for Samson until a certain point, and it's usually like a pretty late point. He just stops progressing. He doesn't get any sharper, and the improvements obviously stop because he's closer to prep. So I'm on the hype train, and then he gets to the nitty gritty, and then it's done. So I, I think I think maybe you're right, Superset Man. There's certainly progress there, but like enough. He,
No, Andrew made a ton of progress from the
yeah,
back. My
yeah.
and my and my reasoning is this: Andrew wins from the front against Samson.
Martin, look.
Oh, sorry, my bad. My apologies.
Yeah.
It's
He
it's
tried to make
close, but
Superset Man say predict Martin in third.
yeah.
He knows what's up.
Yeah. So yeah, Andrew beats Samson from the front. Samson beats Andrew from the side, and I think Andrew is gonna beat Samson from the back, and that's gonna be
Ooh. Ooh. Well, hold on. Let me
the
see what I had.
decisive.
Did I have? Oh, I had Andrew last in both back poses, but then Samson right there. Okay. I'm just interested. Um, so do you think Andrew, I guess the Andrew or Samson then, who's placing higher in your predictions?
Andrew is gonna place higher than Samson, but in third, I think I'm gonna have Nick Walker in third because
That's
I
solid.
I I think Nick Walker, it was the best thing it could happen to him to get that criticism he got for after New York, because he
Hmm.
knows what he should focus on now,
Mm-hmm.
and he will be improved. If he's not gonna be improved, if he's not improving the midsection, he's not gonna be top five
I
probably.
agree. I agree, actually.
He's not gonna be top five because everyone addressed that, even Tyler Mannion, everyone. So if he doesn't fix that, he's not gonna be in
No,
the top
yeah, they'll
five.
make that message very clear.
But he will address that for sure. He is a smart guy, and he always improves what he gets criticism at, like his quads, with his lat spread, with frontal lat spread, everything. He listens and he delivers, and I think he can deliver with the midsection as well. And if he somehow manages to bring a midsection close to what he had at the Arnold in 2023, he's gonna be undeniable considering the conditioning he brings. He's gonna expose Samson and Andrew big time, conditioning wise, and arguably Derek too, from the front especially. Imagine Nick Walker with his previous abs and thighs. He looked horrible in New York in the abs and thighs,
Yeah.
at the Arnold in 2023, his abs and thighs was really good.
Yes, I
2022,
definitely agree with that. Yeah.
2023.
Yeah, the Arnold 2023.
Yeah, 2023 Arnold. Yeah.
Oh,
And
where he lost to Samson. Yes, yes, yes. I forgot.
yeah,
No, I agree with you, Super Seven. I mean, like Nick Walker, a lot of people hate on him, but he was really freaky in the New York Pro. I think that like regardless of all like the flaws he had, my parents went to the New York Pro and they said that Nick Walker was just undeniably the freakiest, the largest, the craziest guy to look at on that stage. And he commanded, even though, it was whatever, it might have been close. Just look at the most muscular right here for the New York Pro. Undeniably the freakiest one out of all of these
and the
rotations.
legs. He really improved the legs. I mean, he's
Yeah,
not
no,
gonna
yeah.
do the quad sweep, but he improved on that. And
I think
I
he
also
definitely
think that
did
New York didn't have like the best footage or pictures somehow for Nick. When he's gonna be in the same light with all the other guys, he's gonna be look good in my opinion.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
he needs to do is he needs to address the midsection. Like I said, if he doesn't, if his midsection is gonna look like in New York, he's not gonna be top five. But
I think the reason his midsection looks so bad was because he was extremely full. I think that was the plan for him and his coach to come in
I think so.
full, like out muscle Martin because I guarantee you they saw Martin at the Detroit Pro and they were like, okay, this guy's gonna come in, conditioned to the bone, but maybe Martin was gonna sacrifice some size. So if they could come in and blow Martin away, I think that was the plan.
He
And
had the midsection at the Pittsburgh too, right?
yeah, yeah.
And he stood next to Martin there, and I figured,
and one more thing about Nick, there's he he can come improved, midsection included, and he could still get like a bad placing because the judges don't like him, and I think the fans are gonna be upset about it because he has a strong fan base. You cannot see it right now because he didn't look good in New York as we discussed. But if he comes close to undeniable and he doesn't get the placing he deserves, I think it's gonna happen the same thing it happened after the Arnold because a lot of voices said he should have won.
I
And
think oh, sorry, what were you saying? Sorry.
and that's how I see him in third. I think he's gonna deliver, and if he improves the midsection drastically, he can be a threat to the top two, but I think the top two is locked between the other two guys.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
based on the 2022 Olympia, I thought when we did the first SUPERSETMAN challenge, you guys all had Nick in first, and I used Derek, Nick, and Hadi all from 22 Olympia.
Yeah, was I
So
in that one?
uh, I don't know.
I don't think I was in that one.
And I
Uh,
must have missed one. I'll have to.
yeah,
Was it?
it,
Well, can you explain
it
the
was
challenge to me?
Mark Gold, Kenson. All of us had Nick Walker winning back then.
Out of what?
So I used the same guys from this SUPERSETMAN challenge, but with other versions from the past, like Nick, Hadi, and Nick,
Oh, it was
Hadi,
like
and
predicting
Derek.
for the 2023 Olympia, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah,
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
and
And
everyone had Nick in first. So based on that, Nick should have won the 2022 Mr. Olympia.
I did
I
a
had,
video like that. I could tell you what I had.
yeah, Kenson actually posted that old footage by mistake.
Yeah.
I
I
just
messaged him right away. I was like, that's last year's footage.
oh, man. I was gonna say though, I think Nick Walker is just like really hated on after those two guest posing or the guest posing in the New York Pro. I was thinking about it. I think if Nick Walker didn't do the guest posing at the Pittsburgh Pro, people wouldn't have criticized him as much at the New York Pro. I think
True.
because that midsection, I mean that was a little crazy. I would just like protruded out and was like a turtle shell.
I don't know.
Um,
I think I'm gonna mirror this, but I could read you the points I had. I did 2023. This is different from your guys' video, but I did 2023 top three: Samson, Derek, Hadi, and I had Hadi in first with 11 points, right? Nick with in second with 18 with his 2022 Olympia version. Derek with 21, and then Samson with 29. Bro, I don't know what the Derek hate. I just don't like him. I don't know what it is. But I had Nick Walker very high with his 2022 Olympia version.
yeah. No, his 2022 Olympia version had the right amount of fullness, condition, and freak factor.
His
And
best shape for sure. He
I would
yeah,
was
agree.
I think he could have beaten Derek. I think there's a
he should have beaten Derek. I mean, Derek was not fully open bodybuilding in
I
2022.
agree. Yeah.
yeah,
Nobody talks about that because they all were impressed with the X frame and vacuum and everything.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Nick was robbed at least for a second in 2022.
yeah,
And
I would agree.
You know,
uh
I'll
yeah,
agree
but
with you. I'll agree with your comment here. I think he maybe should have won in 2022. I didn't like Hadi at the 2022 Olympia. I thought it was not him.
I liked Hadi at the 2022 Olympia.
yeah,
I
there's
liked
there's one more thing with that version because the Gilco footage is from the prejudging when Hadi didn't look that good, but he
Oh,
tightened
okay.
up. And that's the crappy footage I was watching during the live stream of the Olympia. When I saw Hadi, I was sure he's not winning this Olympia. So I totally ignored him after that because all the compulsories were always the top six, never smaller call outs in 2022, and you couldn't see the details and that he tightened up. And I thought Hadi was off. And back then I really thought Rami is gonna win again because Rami in 2022 had the best conditioning. I think I saw him, but he had other issues. But conditioning wise, I mean, if you look at his glutes, they were striated.
Why is this not deleting?
Anyway, I derailed from our
No, that's you. That's you.
subject. Yeah,
You're not as bad
but
as Jake.
yeah.
no, yeah.
Yeah, I see Andrew beating Samson and Nick as a wild card. So Andrew can be as high as third, depending on Nick or what Nick is doing. I think it's gonna be between Nick, Andrew, and Samson. And Nick's disadvantage is that he's the anomaly there. He's gonna look bad between those two. But
I don't think
again,
he'll look bad. I feel like that's too harsh. I feel like he's gonna look okay, in like the front double, he'll look okay.
yeah, okay, yeah. But you get the point.
Yeah. Because I was gonna say, I think Nick, I think that there's gonna be a first call out with Derek and Hottie, and I think there's gonna be a second call out with Samson, Hunter, Nick, and Andrew.
Okay.
Um, and I think that I firmly believe that it's gonna be probably Nick and Samson in the middle with Hunter and Andrew on the outside. Um, and then they'll probably move Hunter and Andrew into the middle to compare those two for like the lower spots. But I think that Nick, out of all these guys who are we're predicting in that top five, top six area, who aren't Hottie or Derek, I think Nick has the best rear double. I think Nick is gonna have the best, most muscular. He's gonna have a freaky front double bicep. Side chest and side tricep might just be take home shots. Same with the front rear lat spread possibly. So even though Nick's physique, a lot of people hate on Nick's physique for being unesthetic, and like everyone's like, oh, why would you want to look like that guy? He looks like a mutant or like whatever. But
Yeah,
it's
it's
not about who
bodybuilding.
you want to look like. It's about who wins the most poses. And I think Nick is going to take a lot of these poses in the mandatories and really solidify himself. I think he could place. I think I firmly believe probably he'll do top three unless he brings the similar package to New York Pro. If he doesn't fix the midsection, he's not going to place above Hunter. If he has a midsection that's remotely improved, maybe 20% improved, he could place top three.
Okay, what I'm putting up on the screen now is something I just calculated really quick. I added up all of our predictions, not points, predictions, and this is the score. So I added up where we think they'll place predictions wise, and that's the score you see here. And then Derek very close with 5. So we think top 3 repeats from last year. Nick gets thrown in, swap him out for Brandon Curry, and that's your top 5 of this year at 7 weeks out. That's what.
That's a pretty safe bet.
Yeah. I think that's the safest option, honestly.
Yeah,
Just
there's
saying.
a who's second? Or Hottie second.
Yeah, Hottie's second.
And then I think what's notable is Nick and Samson seem to be there is a bit of a rivalry going on here as well, actually. And then Andrew, I think he has just as much chance to move up, but also down. I think honestly, to me, I think he has more chance to be like 6th, still very, very close to the top 5, because there is a
Yeah.
little bit of a gap here. Because some of us had him outside the top 5, and anywhere else outside the top 5 got 6 points instead of 5. And then there seems to be another gap between Samson and Hottie. So I agree. I don't know who said that, but a top 2 call out after they do like several mixings of like a second call out that's like pseudo top 1 top call out. Like I think we'll
I was
have
gonna say,
Derek and
I
Hottie
think,
in a bigger one, then we'll remove them.
yeah, I was gonna say, I think Andrew, I agree with what you said with him having the most potential to move up and down, and I think he's even more of a wild card than Nick is.
Mm,
I honestly think that we can expect, we're gonna know what to expect from Nick Walker. He posts his physique pretty much up until the Olympia, doesn't hide anything from us, and keeps it pretty real with what he tells the fans. Andrew Jacked, we don't see anything from him ever. Kind of similar to Hottie. We rarely see physique updates from
He did that.
Hottie.
He posted that front double there.
Yeah, that
And
broke the internet. I mean, that basically broke the internet when he posted that. But yeah, I also tend to agree with what you said, Mark, about Andrew, his track record not being the best when he comes into the Olympia. But
traditionally,
if he brings the same version at Texas to the Olympia, I think that he can beat. I think that he could probably place top five, like a
well,
very solid top five.
even if
But
he had brought that Texas or the his last year's Texas to the Olympia, he would have beat Curry.
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
he looked good at Texas last year too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very
Everybody
good.
was thinking, oh, he's going to do good.
I
You
just think
see what
last
Tyler
year.
Manning said about Andrew Jack, that he can win the Olympia. So I think we
Who's
can. Tyler Manning said that Andrew can win the Olympia.
yes, sir.
Tyler
I
Manning's
mean,
smoking crack.
anyone
Hey,
can.
hey.
I think we shouldn't ignore what these judges are saying, because
That's true.
they are planting the seeds
Yeah.
already.
That's what
If
I
there's
was
if
thinking
there's
as well.
anybody you're
Yes,
going to
yes.
listen to, yeah. If there's
I
anybody you're
think
going to listen to,
Andrew is gonna be probably in the top three, depending what Nick is doing. I see him above Samson. Like,
But that's only if Andrew comes in with a similar package to
true,
Texas.
true, true.
If Andrew comes in off, I think the judges know there will be too much outroar for them to place him highly
Yeah,
because like last year, a lot of people were saying like I mean Andrew was pretty off last year at the Olympia. Hunter wasn't at his best, but there's a decent chance that Hunter could have placed above Andrew. But since Andrew and Hunter and Curry weren't all 100%, it was kind of flippable. They could have switched places, and I think I agree with the outcome last year. But this year at the Olympia, if everyone else is 100% and Andrew is like 75%, it's going to be hard for the judges to make a case for Andrew placing high.
yeah, I agree. Yeah. But imagine Andrew at the Olympia better than in Texas.
If if
What do you do
if
then?
if Andrew's better at the Olympia than at Texas, but he still doesn't have like, obviously he's not going to probably put on an insane amount of size.
He
I could
can.
see the judges easily putting
doesn't
him in the
need it.
top three. Easily. And I
Yeah,
mean, that's enough because then there's their argument right there. Well, he's better than he was in Texas, and Texas was already insane. So why, like, that's their argument, the judge's argument. And I'd agree. If Andrew comes in with deeply dug out hamstrings and his posing is fixed to the side poses, he could place top three. He could
My
beat Nick
grandma had
Walker.
wheels. She'd be a bike.
Yeah,
No, but see, this
if
isn't
he
like,
brings in more, if
Those are
he's
very
more
fixable
conditioned,
things.
yeah, they're very fixable. It's not like unreasonable to ask of him.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
he can email me or text me. I'll fix his
You're opposing
posing.
coach. Yeah, you're
Yep,
opposing
yep,
coach.
yep,
You
100%.
saw what you did with Rubiel.
Yep, you saw
And
that.
I'm not talking about the posing practice either.
yeah. The glute spread was amazing.
Yeah, I know. I mean, hey, I had to shock the world somehow. I had to shock the world
Oh,
somehow.
you shocked his world, all right. All
Oh
right.
man.
Then we already
Samson's
went
wife,
over.
she competed.
Yeah, I
We'll-
thought she
we'll
did,
shout
but
out to
no one
her
else ever.
Yeah, for everybody saying, "Oh, she don't know anything about bodybuilding." She competed.
I'm gonna look up. Never mind. Never mind. Never
Is
mind.
that's not recent, is it?
No,
Well, a
not
few years
super
back,
recent.
Yeah.
but she still has the knowledge.
He
Yeah.
doesn't. I don't think he needs knowledge. He needs someone to not, baby him when it comes to and actually stay on top of him. I think the wife thing, him being coached by his wife, will either not change a thing or actually bring him in shredded. Like if she has really this top down approach, I think it can work. Super Sam, you're grinning. You're grinning.
You know from experience, right?
I know from experience if she really is very controlling and very, I think it could work. It could. It certainly could. I don't think most of these dynamics, like my girlfriend is helping me coach, my girlfriend is helping me diet, my wife is. It usually never works too well. But
Well, I was gonna say I think a lot of people give her a little too much flack for that. Like like she's being like I feel like they put a lot of I don't know, they throw a lot of shade her way when they say, "Oh, he's
You know
being
why?
coached by her wife." Yeah. What are you saying?
I think because they were unjust to Milos.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
That's why they get the backlash, because Milos, like when Milos took Samson was placing outside of the top six, and then he won the Arnold Classic and placed in the top three at the Olympia, and then Samson cried like a little baby
ooh,
because he didn't win the Arnold Classic against arguably the best physique we've seen this decade with Hadi
Yeah.
Choopan. So I think Samson is a whiny child, so that's why I don't like him.
I do think though that I still think that he probably needs a more proven coach for the level of competition that he's going up against. Um
sexism is not tolerated on this podcast, Jake.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying his wife, I don't know if she coaches other people too, but she definitely hasn't coached anyone that's,
He just
placed.
doesn't like his wife.
His level
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I think you need someone who has experience dialing in guys who previously weren't conditioned. Like, you think about
Like
who
Chris
who
Aceto.
who dialed in Hassan Mustafa.
Chris Aceto.
Yeah, so that's what I'm like. I think that you need to find someone who has the knowledge of bringing in guys who, have tons of muscle, but maybe don't have the best condition, and find a coach who can do that, who can kind of have the magic pill to fix it.
Jake Bergson.
Because, yeah, if Samson came to me, I just tell him 4 hours on the treadmill, no eating, no 1 week out from the show. That's the only
Flat.
condition, only dieting you need. No eating, 4 hours on treadmill every day, no
be
sleep.
flat.
Yeah, he'd be flat, Jake. You don't know anything, Jake.
No.
You need to sleep.
But then we take him to IHOP. We get
That one trip to IHOP will fill up this
Yep.
300-pound man.
Exactly, because his body's gonna be starving for food. It's gonna be like, please.
Oh,
Yeah.
recomposition.
You're not.
Yeah, or
You're
whatever.
not.
You
You're
guys
not
go to
thinking like
IHOP?
me. What? What'd you say?
You know what IHOP stands for?
International House of Pancakes.
Yeah. I've never been, but
There was a waitress there. Her name was Peg because she had a wooden
I don't-
leg. Peg.
Oh, I thought you.
She took off her wooden leg, and she said IHOP.
Oh,
Oh,
that's how it started. I never knew that one.
yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. That one makes a lot of sense. I always thought the story was that I created the restaurant. I thought that was the story, but
That is
that one
true.
makes more
That's
sense.
what I.
That one
That's
makes
what I
more-
understood.
Yeah,
Quick,
because
quick question.
yeah.
What do you wish, like personally, to happen at the Olympia?
That's
you
actually
were,
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that,
Like,
and we'll end it.
without objectivity, like he looks like this and the progress. What do you want, like to happen?
Like as a fan.
Wait. I think this is a great topic to end on. I'll give everyone a column here. We'll have two of them a piece. SUPERSETMAN, you can go first on yours. What do you want to happen?
Yeah, for the top two, I would definitely I would choose to have as the winner between Nick and Andrew. That would make the best story if Nick wins, but considering they deserve, like not undeservedly.
Okay.
And then yeah, and then I think Hardy winning, like after losing, doing the Jay Cutler thing would be a great story.
Oh well, bro, who makes up the rest of the top five? We're adding so much. We're adding so much to the top three. So I guess who do you want to win the most?
Nick Walker, because I'm a fan and I want him to deserve to win, because if he's gonna look like in New York, I wouldn't place him in the top 5. So I want him to look like midsection from the Arnold and the rest of the body from New York, and he's gonna be in the conversation.
You want Brother Derek to place 4th?
I don't want him in the top 5.
Brother Derek?
SUPERSETMAN, what do you want?
Derek in 4th.
Okay.
Brother Derek.
And then
Oh man, not brother Derek in 4th.
Yes.
Brother
honestly,
Derek.
I think
Brother
the best story would be, but that's not possible. If Brandon is gonna bring his best ever and win it, that's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, it's not what's possible. It's what is ideal for us. That's okay. That's okay. Let me mark this as yours. Hold on. Okay. Jake. I know you're number 1.
No.
Zella, he's not even qualified, my friend. It's just a great geek.
Can you put in 6th place for me? He's lefty.
Too smooth. Way too smooth, Monsoon.
Oh man. Honestly,
Come on, enough foolishness.
I see what you did there.
all right, so let's get this straight. Let's get this straight. So number
please
1,
make it straight.
if I could see anyone win the Olympia out of anyone who's competing.
Well, ideally, it is semi-realistic.
No, yeah, and it's gonna be
It's
realistic.
got to
Okay,
be
okay,
semi-realistic.
I want to see Nick Walker win. So
Okay.
you know how I agree with Super Setman. I'm not even like I don't really have much of like a bias towards any guy really.
Nick
I don't
Wideway.
really I know some people prefer
Nick
athletes, right, or
Wideway
competitors,
Walker.
but I just I don't know. The storyline that has been set up for Nick Walker,
Yeah.
in a
It
way,
looks like it's his destiny to win it at
100%.
this
If he
point
did
in
it,
time.
if he won the Olympia, this would be like easily the most like insane Olympia story of all time.
Nick
Easily.
Wideway Walker, the
Like
story.
Nick Wide Waist Walker, bro, that would be a good nickname for him. Or
I
like
think the story is a good
Big
nickname.
no, the
Big triple
prophecy.
W.
The Prophet.
Brother Nick, bro. Brother Nick.
I like Brother Derek. I think that's funny. It fits
But
the whole thing he has going on.
no,
Brother
but
Derek.
all seriousness. All right. I guess it's
Who do
hard
you
to
want him to beat? Who do you want him to beat?
well,
Everyone.
because I was
No,
gonna say
but I mean, in second place,
Oh,
is going to
okay.
come down to two guys.
yeah. Because honestly, my other possible alternate storyline would be for I would want to see yeah, either Justin Shire or Roman Fritz to win the Olympia. Or how about the guy who has the company, the hot sauce guy, the what's his name? You know who I'm
Ross
talking about,
Flanagan.
right? Ross
Ross
Flanagan.
Flanagan, not a hot sauce. It's kind of sauces. Come on.
Yeah, Ross
Oh
Flanagan.
yeah, sorry, but
Ask me anything. I know it all.
I'd like to see him win. I'd like to see him win. But all seriousness, like I said, the alternate storyline for first place, I'd probably say
He
Andrew,
beats
but you don't have to
Derek.
write that down.
Okay.
I'd want to see Andrew win.
Copying off SuperSetMan.
Yeah, no, but my
Yeah.
realistic one, like I'm not saying Andrew Jack would play second in my realistic predict. Like here, I don't want to see Andrew play second, to be honest with you. I'd want to see I'd want to see Brandon Curry play second, to be honest. I'd want to see Brandon Curry bring a physique similar to 2020 and just shock everyone and just prove that age is just a number. That's what I'd want to see for second place. Um, Andrew Mona Lisa, more like Andrew, more like children's finger painting jacked. Oh no, that's racist, man. It's gotta be
No,
racist.
wow.
Wow, it's gotta be. Man, I see what you're doing.
Okay, next and third.
Demonetized. Third place. Well, I said in second place Brandon Curry. I don't know where this Andrew Jack is coming
Oh,
from.
really?
Yeah, you just got done saying Brandon Curry, and you're
I was going
all
on
busy
about
Sorry, I was
talking
right.
about
I was
Mona
right.
Lisa. And how do you know he has
yeah,
Andrew for third?
yeah. What? Just predicting? Wow, not giving me a fair shot.
Brandon
Chicken legs Curry. All right, well that works too.
Jimmy Curry.
So yeah, honestly, Andrew in third place is pretty fine. Fourth place, I'd want to see. Who would I want to see in fourth place? I would want
What's
to
your
see. This is actually kind of difficult. I don't really know who I'd want to see in fourth.
Preferably someone you can pick in the next hour, Jake. Jesus.
I'd want to see Hadi.
Oh.
Just from a fan perspective and being like, being a little bit, I'm a bit feeling like a bit on the evil side, like a little devious. I want Hadi to come in extremely off, and then everyone in the Middle East is upset.
Yeah.
That would because I know they're all really big fans of they're really big on their bodybuilding.
But they're
And
still gonna say Hadi is better than O3 Ronnie.
no, yeah, I see those comments and it shocks me. I love Hadi's a great champion, but definitely not
Like, come on.
better than I don't even think he's better than like a 1994 Dorian Yates, in my opinion. Or
That's
like a
wild.
2000.
That's wild.
I don't think Hadi would beat a 2002 Ronnie Coleman either.
That's
I don't think
wild.
so.
No, okay,
no.
Ronnie Coleman.
He's not.
And Hadi's 2024 Arnold Classic physique. I'm not saying this is one of the greatest physiques because I'm pointing to one physique, but is it within the top 20 of all time? Maybe.
Oh yeah, okay,
within like
top 20,
18.
yeah.
No,
Because
no,
I don't think there's been 20 Olympia champions, so
no,
it's
no.
got to be in the top 20.
Much higher than that. They're like close to top 10.
Huh.
There's been
Uh,
18, right?
The only problem with his physique, though, in my opinion, is the fact that
Little
from
blocky?
behind, he
Mm,
just doesn't have like the wow factor,
that's true.
like
In the rear double.
I would have you think about a guy who hasn't even won the Olympia, like Flex Wheeler. I would still have his I would have Flex Wheeler's like 1999 Olympia package, which arguably wasn't even incredibly impressive. I would have that beating Hottie's 2024
No,
Arnold Classic.
no,
Really,
no.
really. Well,
Way too smooth monsoon. We're
think
talking
so?
visible
His
body
Grand
fat in
Prix.
those glutes.
All right, fine, fine. Well, but see,
No
that's what I'm
back,
saying.
no
That's
back
what I'm saying.
lat spread.
He's losing. Look, he's gonna lose both back poses, right? Easily, no doubt about it. I'm not arguing with that.
He's losing the abs
But
and thigh as well.
yeah, he would lose the ab and thigh because he's too narrow. But front double, front lat spread, both side poses. I mean, his side poses were really good.
Smooth,
And then
as
most
smooth as
muscular, it's
silk.
a toss up, but nobody had the bubbly muscle bellies. And
Yeah,
then,
he has a lot of oil in those arms
or
too.
okay,
Yeah, he does.
1993,
Too small.
1993.
I
Okay,
think he
well,
may be too
93
small
is his
then.
best, but he's way too small.
No, but
Yeah.
Hotie's not a mass
But,
monster though.
but who
That's
has
He
the
would
thing.
be
more
compared to
oil?
him. He would be a mass monster compared to him, but the same weight and that much shorter.
I
Guys,
guess I don't know.
who has more
Who
oil?
knows?
Flex smooth, way overrated.
No, bro, my fifth place spot was Flex Wheeler. He's
Yeah,
making
what are
a
you doing
comeback.
here?
I
He's
heard
making
you
a
talking.
comeback.
You like ass monsters. Is that what you
Oh,
were
hold
saying?
on. You want to go on a tangent? You want to look at Phil Heath's Instagram real quick?
Okay.
Tell me he's not making a comeback in 2024,
Don't say.
2025.
Those pictures are recent. That's crazy.
No, here you have to look at his story. Look at or no, the new video. Look at how big he is. Look at how massive this guy is. This guy's like a look at those legs. Who keeps that much size if they're going to retire?
Phil Heath, Branch
People that
Warren.
are pretty vain. It's not even that people that are pretty vain. It is. I'm sure it is so incredibly hard that it is your personality
They
to
like to be
not.
big. Kai Green, he's that big.
Yeah, and Kai
Yeah,
Green's old. He's getting up there to close to 50.
No.
yeah, I think he's 40
Yes.
something. Hold on. Wait, here, go get off of this one though. Look at the other pictures. Look at the other stuff.
Look
Like
at
scroll.
Arnold. He's still jacked. Come on.
Oh, the
Look at
dude with the
these.
best arms in the world, maybe ever, has good arms. His conditioning, he's not making a comeback. You think he's really
No,
making a
not
comeback, or is that a joke?
not right now. No, I
Oh.
want to see him make a comeback, not for his health, but just as a fan.
Then let's put him back in at fifth. Let's say, that is certainly.
Yeah. No. I don't think he's making a comeback at this Olympia. Definitely not. I'm not saying that. There's no way. I would say like Phil the kid. Oh, you're right, because he's young. That's a good, yeah. That's good.
Okay, let's move on. Jake, you're taking up all the time. Now Mark has 2 minutes to do his.
Yeah.
Well, you enabled him.
Yeah, you
Sorry.
enabled me. It's
I'm
not
a
fair.
bad- I'm a bad
I'm the
enabler.
youngest one here. You have
It's
to
not
like,
really.
you
It's
have to
like
be
leaving
considerate.
food on the table and telling your dog, "Don't you touch that." He's gonna
Yeah,
get
exactly.
it. You allow
Yeah.
Jake to talk, he's gonna talk.
You just let me do it. Like you didn't put any restraints. See, Mark's right.
Okay, Mark,
All right. What?
Well, I'm older.
your ideal scenario. What do you want to see happen?
Antonio Burton takes the title. What?
Yeah, like a Dexter Jackson
What?
type of moment. That's what I would like to see.
Bro.
Do we have some sort of problem here?
Yeah,
No,
I said
I agree.
semi-realistic.
That's fully realistic. He's doing
Jake-
you even more justice.
Jake, Phil Heath coming back is more realistic.
Well, I think that Mark has Tonio winning, and then in second place, Phil Heath. I think that's what that's and then Martin Fitzwater in third. I think that that's
No,
what
I mean, if you're talking,
Semi-realistic,
is Curry realistic to win?
yeah,
I
that's
think it's realistic enough. I think it's realistic
What if
enough.
what if he
fourth.
really dropped the ball last year? That is possible, you know.
Well, he dropped the. I think it's not. I feel like last year it's not fair. You know,
Indian.
like it's not fair to judge that physique.
Okay,
He's
let's
not
go.
an Indian. He's
You're
not
getting
Indian.
the money, guys.
Hey,
Okay.
I'm part Indian,
I don't think you can say that.
Native American.
Yo, you can't say
Oh.
Indian.
I don't like the name America either because America was a Spanish name. So I don't know.
What
I
do-
don't know. I don't know what
North America, Native Americans.
Inuit, First Nations people,
You
Okay,
could say
so-
indigenous peoples.
Yeah,
indigenous people,
libtard.
Eskimo,
All right, well, who's the second place? We need to figure this out. I
Walker.
need to know.
He beats
Okay.
Walker. And then we're putting Hattie and Derek.
Does
Like,
Hottie
both
get the
of
dub?
Hattie, then Derek.
What does that mean?
But then-
Hottie in third?
Yeah, and then Derek. So Hattie gets his redemption over brother Derek.
Yep. That seems pretty fair.
Wait,
His-
And
wait.
fifth, we'll throw in.
Give me 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds. Hold on.
No,
No. We don't have time for the seconds.
no, right now.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go on. Sorry. I was
And give Tony Oberton fifth.
okay.
Oh, I forgot. Fifth is like the big FU to the IFBB.
You forgot about Big Rammy though. Where is he placing?
Ramalama ding dong. Ramrod ain't coming.
How would you feel if he like no updates at all, and then there was like a behind the scenes thing of the backstage, and he was just pumping up?
How
How'd
would
you
I
feel?
feel?
Like, yeah.
Confused,
Hard.
excited, worried,
Even better. How would you
hungry.
feel? How would you feel if no updates or anything? Nothing, right? Keep that in mind.
Okay.
Lionel Bayeki is not only Lionel
Smooth,
Bayeki
smooth
and
monsoon.
Kai Green and Phil Heath. Where are they placing? And on top of that, it's their prime versions. They came back from like the time machine. They just
That's
backstage. Where are they
I don't.
placing?
I don't buy it.
It will
yeah. Imagine if I saw that. Like, what?
if you just saw it with your own eyes.
That'd be crazy. That would be crazy. Okay.
I'd probably have a lot more questions regarding like the world and life than just bodybuilding in that moment. But all right, we need to go with your rankings now.
Hottie.
You want Hattie Schumann? That's your dream.
Chupin.
That's your dream come true for Hattie to win.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a pretty
bro.
boring dream. That's a pretty boring dream.
Well, Jake, I don't know what type of dreams you have.
Yours should have been Martin. Where's Martin? Just put Martin first
Jake's
place.
ideal scenario is like, what if we saw Jesus Christ himself come down and he like competed and it just like he won every single placing?
Doesn't have the mass.
Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah, brother Derek would win. Brother Derek would win.
Okay. Continuing on. Mine's actually realistic.
Brother Derek.
No, Derek is not.
Brandon. Oh my goodness. I can't see. Hold on. I gotta move the.
Oh yeah, hold on. I'll minimize you guys.
No. It's just on my screen.
No, it's on everyone's screen.
Yeah, but we can move ours.
Yeah, I moved it over.
No, can I do that too?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
what?
It's individual. It's not like
We'll see if that stays in editing.
Ooh, very nice. All right. No, Braden 2019. It's not possible. Not
It is
possible.
possible. It is possible.
That's like me saying Phil Heath 2017 can come back right now. I wouldn't doubt it actually. I think he can.
He wouldn't have time to carve up that gut from 2017.
That's even better. Do you think if
Um,
Phil Heath came back with a 2018 physique, he would win the Olympia?
Not at this point.
With
Where's
the
he placing?
20
He's a passing fancy.
Well, like exact
He
28.
gets a third and people's champ.
Yeah. I actually agree with that. People's
There's
champ.
a
That's good.
question. Who's going to win the People's Choice Award?
Probably
Me.
Nick because he got an injury last year.
Oh, come on. Don't be so foolish.
I think who will get
Maybe
the People's
Andrew.
Choice?
Andrew.
And
Hell yeah, maybe Andrew.
Brandon.
Brandon. Yeah,
Yeah.
if he comes in jacked.
No, he's just going to retire on stage this year.
I hope he places the best that he's placed in a while and then retires, or at the very least,
Who
comes
won it
in-
last year? Did brother Derek or did Hattie win it last year?
Hottie.
How'd he won it last year?
Sure. I thought
No,
last
Derek won
year,
it last year. Derek
I
won it
think
last year.
Derek won it because everybody was like, okay, so
Yes.
you can win both. But
Mhm.
Big Rammy
Oh.
won both. Big Rammy won both.
I won both. I mean,
No, you didn't. You never even competed in bodybuilding. I
look
seen
at the
your picture
statue
on
behind you.
Instagram.
That's me. Jake Cutler. That's me.
You're the little guy hanging there.
No, that's me. The statue. It's me. You don't know. You don't know. Me and my past self, I had to do a whole detransformation because people would come up to me too often.
De-transformation, huh?
Yeah, they'd come up to me too often. It would be like a little, too much publicity. So I had to change my looks.
Might look like that guy, maybe.
No, I'm Jake Cutler. Jake Cutler.
It's Jay Cutler, and I never wanted to be that big. But I wanted to be funny.
I used to buy whole cows at a time.
Yeah.
Why does he sound like some kind of incel?
I didn't think you people ate cows.
Yes.
Wait, what are we doing right now?
Give me two seconds, Jake. Oh my god.
Where's ninth place, man? It's not that hard. Tony O'Brien.
Okay, hold on. Just let me think.
Rafael Brandao, Tony O'Brien. Who else is qualified? Oh, who's that one guy? The guy who's really like thin, who's always no, not Tabani. The one who's always qualified for the Olympia really early. He qualifies
Theo Laguerriere.
Yeah. Where's he in the #1 spot?
16th or less.
Really? Imagine you're a bodybuilder, an Olympia qualified, Olympia appearing bodybuilder, and you watch this podcast and some punk says, yeah, what is that? Where's that one skinny guy that always qualifies really early?
Yeah, I don't think he's skinny. I think he's quite complete.
Where's that one twig? Where's that one twig that's always qualified early?
No, I like it a lot. He reminds me of Justin Shire.
He reminds me of a telephone pole, but even narrower.
All right. No, I didn't mean it like that. I just in terms of because it's relative to the Olympia qualified athletes, he's probably
it's relevant, and that I wanted to insult him before we end the podcast.
Yeah. No, I like him though. I've never spoken to him, but he sounds like a cool guy.
Let me explain. So I think I have the most realistic list besides SUPERSETMAN. We kind of devolved and then got back on track, but I think I realistically want to see it like this. I think Hadi should win. I think Samson. I think I've said this multiple times. If we're going if we're going the route of more shapely guys, I would have Derek under Samson behind him as well. I just think Samson is more well-rounded. I think his flow is better. I think to me he may have he's not the best bodybuilder on the planet, but in terms of open physiques, he may have the best one on the planet right now.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I disagree.
Okay, well you guys can be wrong.
I think Derek's going to place ahead of Samson.
Okay, Jake.
Derek's going to make more improvement. Derek's going to make more improvements.
Bonac in 10th, I see.
Yes, guys, I think a lot of people forget a worse version of Bonac did beat a smaller Brandao, but he still beat Brandao at 2022. Like that version of Bonac was like dog shit. It was like the waist was blown out. It was bad. He'll tell you that, I'm sure.
That was like Brandao that year?
He beat Brandao that year.
Oh, he got 10th, didn't he?
Yes, and then Bonac got 9th.
What happened to Bonac?
Oh, yeah, Bonac did get 9th.
He just gets
what happened to him from the Arnold Classic to the Olympia? I feel like
No,
but he looks really good. Like a lot of people say, "Oh, what happened?"
The Boston Pro happened.
Wait, is this actually?
No,
the Boston.
He competed and won.
The Arnold.
Well, look at this. Right?
Oh, sorry, it opened another tab.
Wait, the Boston Pro isn't a thing anymore, is it?
No.
Man,
flash in the pan.
It's not good, man.
See, like this is worse than what we got this year.
Conditioning wise, yes. Shape wise, no.
Jake,
I'd say
Jake, for the love of God, look at that and tell me that is worse than what we saw this year.
But the arms are much fuller here. The lats look a lot thicker. The midsection looks about the same, to be honest, and the quads just lack the detail. His arms are really downsized now. Yeah.
Jake.
Oh, is this how you do your videos? Do you put it into Google Slides?
Like that? So I can look at them too.
I see. Yeah,
the camera angle's different on that event.
Yeah, the camera angle is pretty low.
Oh please!
It's close on the Dubai.
I thought he was gonna choose the Portugal or the Spain. The Spain one was pretty low.
Is there different videos? Okay, yeah, I will have to use Dubai.
Yeah, the Europa's no good. Europe.
Yeah, this is good.
And Bonac could win the
Europa. It's Mr. Big.
I'm going out on a limb. Bonac could win the Olympia. Yep.
Sizing's way off, my man.
Yeah.
Give me 2 seconds. Can't you guys see?
1,000, 1,000.
You're supposed to be a top bodybuilding channel. Come on.
Well, sizing.
This is good enough. This is good enough. This is good enough.
What is this? Like Andrew Jack height?
This is good enough. Can't you see? He looks like a bag of chocolate milk.
Um,
And then now he's not quite in one of those like the plastic gallons. Now he's in a carton. Not that symmetrical, not that pleasing, but he's in a nice carton versus a bag.
you know, you know, yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. Yeah, maybe I
It's
was
just
wrong.
he has a lot. He's definitely downsized, but this certainly was a better package than whatever the hell he brought in 2022.
Yeah, no, I agree. His arms are definitely worse, but not by a lot.
A
I
lot of
thought it was
things,
a big
everything is
difference.
smaller, but
Wait,
that's what he needed.
can you bring up the
Picture's
Arnold
smaller.
Classic 2022?
Yes.
I want to see how much of a difference there was from that. Because if I remember correctly, he looked like a prime
Not.
neck.
Yeah,
He was at the
actually.
2023. He was at the 2023 Arnold too, though.
Yeah, but he was pretty bad at that one.
He
He was
was
like,
close to last.
yeah, like he was. I
Yeah.
mean, here, just remove the.
No, I want to make some room here.
You can just make them smaller, probably.
Jake,
Yeah.
don't tell me how to run my life.
You know, I'm like I'm. They call me on YouTube. They call me the scaling.
Retarded.
God, all right, bro, that's crazy. That's really mean. That was really mean, man. I'm gonna go cry about that later.
His
You
wheels
you
look better at the Arnold.
Yeah, I
Did you
like how
do it?
you told Theo earlier that he was just small. Like, imagine just walking into somebody's place of work and saying, "You suck at your job."
No, but the whole job is to get criticized. To be fair, I was not criticizing. I was
Take
just
my
being.
criticism. Is that sizing about right? I'll make it full screen, but sizing.
It doesn't really matter
I
too
think
much. It's about right. Yeah.
that's a little too big.
All right. Whoa, whoa,
It's a
whoa.
actually terrible display of sizing. The feet are all off.
Oh
Yeah, see,
please.
so
You didn't even look at the feet for one side. Look, his wheels are way better at the Arnold. Look at that. Not even
why
close.
were Bonak's midsection was even wider at the Arnold, but like it looked a lot better. Things were just flowing. I don't know how to describe it. Like there seems to be more of a flow with his lats
Yes.
at the Arnold, and then at the Olympia. I don't know what happened to him, man. Like I it's got to have been a peaking thing, right? Not just it doesn't really. I don't know. He doesn't look like he lost muscle. It just looks like he's
No, he
flatter.
definitely lost muscle. He definitely lost muscle.
But how can it be that rapid?
I don't know. Maybe
That's
he
what I'm saying.
got.
Did he not train? Did he like?
Maybe actually,
I mean, he
maybe.
must have had a lot of like confidence going off of a set of really close second place, right?
Yeah.
And
then
no
won the
one would have
Boston Gold.
thought. Well, no one would have thought the competition was going to be that good either at the 2022 Olympia. We all thought that it was going to be Big Ramy in first, Brandon in second. We thought
Something close to that. I think I maybe had Hot in second, but yeah,
Well,
yeah.
he competed at
Same
Boston
top
after
three.
the Arnold.
Yeah, and Boston was basically the same thing. I think maybe better lining for Bonac specifically, not better lining in general. But I mean, they were both very comparable packages.
But all things considered, I think Bodak, his comeback, he looks pretty good. You know, he looks a lot trimmer in the waist now
You think he beats
and
Tonio?
and in the lats. What
You think he beats Tonio?
with this package? Oh, it's hard to say.
Because they're both complete guys.
Well, I
They're
would
both
say
black.
Tonio's more complete. All right. Whoa.
Can
No.
I stay? Stating the
Tonio
obvious?
is no. No, I see what you did there. That's touting the line on
Racism.
oh no, not racism. Whoa, I wouldn't accuse you of that. No. I was gonna say subjectivism. We have to be objective
That's even
here.
worse. That's even worse.
Yeah. But I was gonna say no. Between Tonio and him, I think he could beat Tonio. I mean, think about the guys who he beat at the M Pro Spain. He beat Beirut, which was kind of controversial, right?
But even then, he's beating Nathan, twice. No,
Yeah.
he beat Nathan once.
But here's the thing, right? I think the Crizzo version we saw at the M Pro wasn't as bad as many people say it was in terms
Doesn't
of
matter.
just the physique alone.
He's done.
Right. Nah.
Bro, I'm so. He had I'm sure you guys all saw the surgery picture. He just got out of surgery.
Yeah.
He was training with two like torn tendons for like a year.
Yeah.
That's wild. But
Jake yawned
Yeah.
past his bedtime.
Yeah, it is.
It is. All right. I think that is doing it for today. I don't think I have anything else I want to add. Nothing that important. Nothing that Jake wouldn't immediately disagree with for the sake of
He
disagreeing.
yawned again.
Yeah, I'm tired. It's been a long day so far.
You woke up 15 minutes before this.
Never worked a day in your life.
No, this YouTube, man, this is work.
You
This
got
is
soft
work.
hands, brother.
Yeah, I do.
I just got
I
out of
wear
the ball
gloves.
crushing factory.
I wear gloves in the gym. I know nobody
Oh,
else does.
Jake.
They don't got
Hey,
soft
You'd be
hands like
banned
me.
see
from
me
this
working
pond.
out in my barn? I need gloves.
You'd be
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm
Mark
saying.
gets tetanus if he doesn't use gloves.
I work
Well,
out
no,
in the
in the
rusty metal
wintertime,
factory.
all the metal's frozen in the wintertime. So
Yeah. Your
Uh,
hands are gonna stick
you have a
to it.
heater in
it's
there?
good for your forearms because when you're grabbing with big mittens, you get good forearms.
Yeah, yeah.
Good for
Mm.
grabbing trout right out of the water.
Jake, tell us about your forearm workout.
Uh, I do 25 sets of
Gooning.
forearm curls. No. See,
Jake, I heard you're a big gooner.
oh no, that's crazy. All right. No, that's crazy.
Mark, do you know
Because
the term gooning?
There was an old movie called The Goonies. You guys remember that?
yeah,
Oh my God. I can't believe
know,
I've never made the connection. That's right.
no,
Jake, you're a
let me
little
tell you.
goonie.
Well, no, let me tell you actually, as a matter of fact, my
Corey
dad was
Feldman.
second in line to be
At the gooning convention?
the Asian kid in the movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I'm being serious. Yeah. I watched that movie so many times.
And he's
Yeah.
like, it could have been. I
Corey,
never would have
Corey
had
Feldman
you.
was in that movie.
Who was in the movie?
Corey Feldman?
Feldman.
Yes.
Oh, yes, the
He's
famous
a famous
Corey Feldman.
musician. He's a famous
Yes.
musician nowadays.
No, that he's not a. We've heard his music. I didn't realize his music
He's
was
a
that old.
famous musician, and he's a good singer.
No, he's not.
He's way older. He's
No,
way
I
older
think
than
he's
me.
an okay singer. He's not a very good musician.
Look, how old is he? He's like 30s, 20s?
No, he was in the
He's
movie.
way older than me. He's got to be 50.
And that means like he must be at least Social Security age or whatever you guys have in
No.
Canada.
Not Social Security age. That's gotta be at least there. At
Said older
least,
than Mark.
well, at least above 18. How old is Mark? 22?
At
23?
least above 18.
I don't know. I don't know how old you guys are. I mean, it's been a long life for me. I'm almost 42, but
Yeah, we can tell. The stress is
Yeah.
getting to you. You're making
I'm
insane,
older than your
baseless
pretend
claims.
age. I'm older than your pretend age.
Oh, pretend age. Well, my pretend age is 59. So
You just said
I don't.
42. You can't go back on it.
No. I never said that.
Florin, how old are you?
Me, 31.
Wow.
He's
Jake,
getting
you're
there.
really young. We have seniority on this earth.
How old are you, Dylan?
21.
21. Wow, you're really young compared to me, man. I remember when I turned 21. I mean, because here in America, you guys must know that drinking age is 21. So when I turned 21, woo, I went to the bar and I ordered.
He got kicked out.
I ordered alcohol.
Ordered a Virgin Mary.
I ordered
a Virgin
alcohol.
Mary.
I went to the bar and ordered alcohol.
Yeah, you know me. All the alcohol. All of it. All of the alcohol.
Can you name an alcohol, Jake?
Yeah. Alcohol.
Purell.
Yeah.
Beer.
Ethanol. Yeah. Ethanol. Yeah. That's it. That's the alcohol.
That's it.
Not good
All
for
right.
you.
I think that's a good place to end.
I think that is a great place to end. I think that's it. Episode 22 of the Project Bodybuilding Podcast. SUPERSETMAN, thanks to you, and I'm sure everyone feels the same way, for hosting us on another SUPERSETMAN challenge. I enjoyed the first one a lot. Met all you guys. That's how I met all you guys, actually. So big thanks to you, SUPERSETMAN. And now we're doing the second one. I do think you should do another one with your predicted second call out. I said off camera that I'm just as excited for the second call out as I am the first call out, because I like to see the new guys.
Hunter,
After Hunter competes, you said?
yeah.
That would make sense. That would make sense. But I think, yeah. And then at the end, we'll get close as we get closer to the Olympia. We'll make our final predictions whenever we may see each other. All right. SUPERSETMAN challenge completed. I had the best one. Jake, yours was by far the worst. Actually, no, ours was the most similar. But yeah, we came to some conclusions, made some lists at the end. Good day, good podcast. Wouldn't you say, Jake?
Yeah, I think this was a really good podcast.
I agree.
This was for 22, this was pretty good.
Yeah, I know. This should have been the 21st.
Yeah, this would have been a better 21st lineup.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for us. Links in the description for Mark, Jake, SUPERSETMAN. All of your channels will be down in the description. Like, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.